And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Quivs here. Quivs does stuff. Back in my PJs as per usual. It's been a while. I've been wearing clothes a lot recently. Yeah, doing something a little bit different today. Something that I haven't done on stream before. In fact, something I don't think I've done on the channel before at all. Either Twitch or YouTube. We're going to be playing a little bit of Elite Dangerous. This is a... I don't know what the genre is called. Space Trader? They're essentially a kind of open world game. Where you fly around space, and there you can see the dashboard of my ship pop up. Man. Yeah. I feel a bit fumble-tongued at the moment. I don't know why. Yeah, you fly around space, you can trade commodities, you can fight pirates and be a pirate. Basically, it's a choose-your-own-destiny kind of thing. The genre dates back very, very far. And the genre was pretty much created by, to the best of my knowledge, the person who made the original Elite, and who is still, again, to the best of my knowledge, in charge of the company, Frontier Developments, David Braben. The original one, very old, 2 years younger than I am, came out in 1984, the original Elite. And even back then, it was an open world game. You literally... There was a main quest, but you could ignore the main quest and just wander off and do whatever you wanted to do. And that's in 1984, people. So if you think that, you know, Skyrim was the first open world game, well, you're very, 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 very wrong. I mean, yeah, the Bethesda Softworks was already making open world games. Their first open world game, I believe, was Daggerfall, because I don't think Arena was open world. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, we're just going to do a chill mining stream today. So, not a lot is going to be happening. It's just going to be slow and gentle, and we are just going to go to an asteroid belt and grab ourselves a whole bunch of ore. It's probably going to take a couple of hours, so I will just be chatting about whatever I feel like while we mine the asteroid belt and try to see how much money we can make in a couple of hours. Alright. Now, I haven't set up for this game, so let's jump on into the proper... There we are. Hey, Jonathan, welcome back. I wonder if you have seen this game before. So yes, Elite Dangerous. Oh, damn. Now what's happening? Ah, there we are. It's hard to get all this stuff running properly. Elite doesn't play very nicely with tabs, alt-tabbing in and out. Trying to set up Twitch and OBS and all the other things that I have to do. Oh, geez, where are we? There we are. Okay, I think we've got it. Yeah, so Frontier Developments, you probably know them from a few other major things that they do. Typically, Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, and most recently the Jurassic World Evolution game, where you get to build your own Jurassic World, or Jurassic Park, actually, since that is in the game. I was trying not to say Jurassic Park, and then I'm like, no, wait, there is a Jurassic Park mode. It's one of the main missions, or like, not side missions, like challenges. You can make Jurassic Park instead of making Jurassic World. So yeah, so they've been making simulators like that for a long time as well. They're responsible for Thrillville, which is... I don't think it's Roller Coaster Tycoon. I think it's sort of Roller Coaster Tycoon and then a few other bits. But that was pretty good as well. Sorry. They They pretty much made those things to the best of my knowledge, but Elite is their bread and butter. I mean, like I said, David Braben made the first Elite way back in 1984. Then Elite 2, Elite 3, Elite Frontiers, which was probably one of the first PC games I ever saw released that needed patches at release. And it was so early. I mean, this was like early 90s when Elite Frontiers came out. And Elite Frontiers needed patches. But the internet was literally in its infancy. Like, Google didn't exist yet. People were still using Alta Vista to search things. I don't even think Hotmail was invented yet. Like, we were still using Opera as a browser. It's that old. And that one kind of was a bit of a fail for Braben compared to the other ones. However, it was, if you could get it to work when it didn't bug out, and if you could get hold of the patches online, etc., mainly on message boards and things was where you had to go to get them. It was absolutely and utterly epic and massive. There is a way to show the outside of my ship, but I don't actually know what that is. What are the buttons for that? General controls, I reckon, because that'll be a camera. Free camera, toggle HUD. Wait, what? Okay. Not sure that's what I'm looking for. Camera suite. Control Alt Space. Left arrow, right arrow. Let's see if that actually shows my ship. Ooh. That's me inside the cockpit. That's from the back of my cockpit. The cockpit, the cockpit. Front of the ship. Control Alt Space to get back? Yes. It's about mostly what you want it to be about. The original Elite games had sort of a main mission. These new ones, now we just don't have much of an aim. It's about creating your own adventure, literally. You start out in a tiny little ship that's really cheap with a few basic lasers, and they're like, here you go. Let's see what you can make of yourself. And you can go out and you can take on bounty hunting missions, or you can become a pirate. Oh, geez, have I already overshot? No, I haven't overshot. All right, good. We are going mining, so I'm going to head down into this ring. And we will go mining there. Oh, geez, I didn't refill and get all the stuff I needed. But that's all right. We might make 2 mining trips. You can become a trader. You can just buy commodities. Oh, crap, that's going to be bad. Shouldn't have hit the rings. Oh, well. That's still okay. That just would have hurt a bit. You can do what I'm doing now, which is go into an asteroid belt or a ring system of a planet and mine that planet. And it's big. Let me show you how big. So every single one of these is a star you can visit. The ones with white writing means they're a inhabited system as opposed to just a star. If there's just a star, then it'll just be an empty solar system. But each solar system will have within it planets and stuff. So let's... this is the solar system I'm in now. And these are... So this is a binary star system. So there's... Oh, it's a trinary. There's a binary star and a single star. So this star, this is a red dwarf. Is it? No. Wait. Class M star. And this one is a brown dwarf. Brown dwarf. This asteroid belt, that asteroid belt, this planet, this planet, this planet, this planet, this planet that you can't see because it's behind that icon, all orbit this sun. This sun doesn't have anything to orbit it. And then this planet has these 3 moons. This planet has these 3 moons. This planet has this 1 moon. This moon has this orbital station that orbits it. And all these other little diamond ones, these are other people's carrier ships. So they parked carrier ships in this solar system. So let's go back to the galaxy map and zoom out.
Scan detected.
And every single one of these stars are stars. They really are. And that is the galaxy. Sagittarius Alpha. So, it's a big game. And yes, you can play multiplayer. You can play... There are a couple of different kinds. There's regular multiplayer, which is just everyone who's online is online. And it's kind of like a lot of multiplayer games where there are not instances, but certain servers. So everyone that you are currently on the same server as will be in your game. They will physically be in the universe. You can fly past them. You can talk to them, etc., etc. But then there will also be other servers with people that you... Oh, geez, I've just been flying. I have no idea where I am. Did I go straight through that asteroid belt? Oh, damn. What did I just hit? 3. I need to hit 4. Yeah, you can have... Turn night vision on. Where the hell are the asteroids? Oh, I flew straight back out of the freaking asteroid belt. I've got to go back in there. Yeah, there'll be other servers with lots and lots of other people. You can play in a team multiplayer, which means the only other people visible to you in your server will be your team. Or you can play as I'm playing now, solo multiplayer, where the only other people visible to you is yourself. However, no matter which one you play in, the galaxy is still dependent on what is currently happening in the servers. So while I may not see anyone else, if someone, for example, dumps a huge amount of resource that they mined in an asteroid belt or brought from another system into a trading station that I'm docked at, I will see the price for that commodity go down because demand has just gone down because there's a whole bunch of it there. And if somebody encourages a faction that they're aligned with to start a war with another faction, I will see that war start. The galaxy is not static, and it is dependent upon people. Yeah, it's a huge, extremely hard to understand and hard to explain game. And the fact that there isn't really a main mission makes it very hard for a lot of people to get their head around, because there's no guiding principle. Go and do this to succeed, to get to the next level. There's no next level. There's a ton of different ships that you can fly. I'm in something that I'm quite proud of, but I mean, for a lot of elite players, it's a bit average. This is a Type 7 Heavy, and it is heavy. It's a big, chunky boy. Is there a way that I can... How do I get to the free camera? Enter free camera, num0. Zoom. Zoom, blur, toggle, delete. What? Oh, that's just the toggle of the blur. Right. Roll elevation speed. There's no way to actually just zoom? Oh, well, I can just rotate around. Not that you can see much because I'm in the dark, because it actually does use pretty comprehensive lighting systems. But, like, that's the ship, and that's me in the cockpit. But yeah, it's a pretty cool. I can also free look around my cockpit. And this game's great in VR as well, I will point out too. You use a VR headset and your mouse and keyboard, which is the standard controller when you just want to control it normally. Okay, that wasn't right either. And then, yeah, from there you can look around, which is just really cool. It doesn't actually do anything, it just looks really cool. Alright, surface scanner should not be on that. That should be the other mining laser, that's what I want. And let's open our cargo scoop. And there are so many menus and things to learn. So there's this menu here, which is all about navigation. So this is everything that's in this solar system. Every single one of these is something in the solar system that I can target and fly towards. Right up until here. These are the nearest stars. So these are all stars that I can fly to that are close by. All the ones that I can reach. These are all stars that I can't reach because they're too far away and I weigh too much to reach with my jump system. And then, yeah, I showed you the system map and the galaxy map. Transactions, so if you've got any bounties that you're after, if you're after... maybe you're doing a passenger mission. Maybe you're just moving one passenger from one place to another. Being a taxi service is a viable career option in this game. You can literally buy yourself a ship, put in a passenger compartment, and then just go and find people who want to go from one place to another. I don't know why the stream is acting so bad. Is Elite just so hardcore that OBS can't manage to deal with Elite and streaming? It looks like it. Wow. This game might not be very conducive to streaming. And contacts. That's anything that's local. So actually in the particular space you are currently in. So a wake, that is when a shift goes through. They use their Frameshift drives. So this game is also correctly spaced. Everything is sized correctly. So a star is the size that a star should be. It is, you know, billions of kilometers wide, or however big stars are. I'm not exactly sure. And there are three frames of speed of travel. There's local speed travel. So this counter in the bottom, I believe, that's just in kilometers per hour. That's how fast I'm going. So I'm now moving at 97 kilometers per hour. The next frame of reference is Frameshift speed or system travel. Now that either moves in millions of meters per second or in C, which is the speed of light. So you either move at sub-C, which is, again, like millions of meters per second, but eventually it'll go to like 0.1 C. Or you can go beyond the speed of light, which is like 5, 6, 7, 12, 20, 30 C. And then there's Frameshift jumps, which is when you jump from one star to another. And that is also... Whoa, I'm going to get hit by this asteroid. And that is also in C, but it is so many that they don't really tell you how fast exactly you're going. You just kind of jump from one star to another star. Right. let's actually begin prospecting, because that was the point. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to find out what is on this asteroid by programming a limpet drone, which is just a little thing that launches into the asteroid and discovers what minerals are in it. So down in the bottom left, you can see limpet prospector, how far away it is. It scanned the asteroid and tells me what's in there and how much of each there is there. And I am looking for particular asteroids. So I'm not just going to grab anything. I could. There's no reason why I couldn't. But instead, I'm just going to fire limpet drones until I happen to find an asteroid that has the thing I want in it. I'm looking for osmium specifically, because that is the most lucrative thing in this particular system. Gold and silver are a close second. You get quite a lot for gold and silver. But osmium at the moment in this system fetches a massively high price. But it is kind of rare in this belt. I'm totally going to hit that asteroid. Oh, no I'm not. I'm going to slide between them. As if I meant to do that. Nope, we still haven't found any of this. So, I mean, combat and stuff is very common and lots of fun in this game, but I'm not actually doing any of that today, because literally I was looking for something that isn't action and tense and require reflexes. So I'm literally mining in a super safe ring system of a planet that I'm well aware there's going to be no pirates. No one's going to come and scan me to see what I've got in my cargo hold, to see if they want to crack me open and steal all my stuff. There we go, osmium. It's not a lot of osmium, but there's some osmium there. So, minerals remaining 100%, uranite, osmium, and gallite. So, on board my ship, I have a refinery, uranite, gallite, and osmium. I do have bins for each of those. So these are the bins. Yeah, this stream looks terrible, doesn't it? It's like this game takes up so much resources. I might have to turn the graphics down to see if I can make it stream better. Display, blah, 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 blah. Let's turn the refresh rate down for a start. That's probably what it is. It'll be the refresh rate. Yes. Yeah, so I have a 240 hertz monitor, so I tend to use the full 240 hertz. Because, yeah, both stream previews that I can see are so far behind what I'm actually doing, it's not funny. So I'm going to try and refresh both and see if I can catch up to where I actually am. That looks a little bit better. Yes, now we're closer. Let's see, does it run better? No. It still runs a bit poo. So Elite is just hardcore and not really streamable. I really thought I'd be able to stream this. I might only be able to record this. What else can I do to make it less intense? I don't really want to change too much of that. Doop-doop-doop-boo. Frame rate limit is of 60 hertz. We'll have to change the quality as well. Custom. Let's just change that to mid. Apply. Hopefully I don't have to restart. Oh wow, that looks awful. But maybe it'll run better. It does look like it's running better. Okay, now we can actually stream. Yes, graphically the game normally looks substantially better than this. This looks horrid. But at least now you can see what I'm doing as live, as opposed to very delayed and buffering and stuttery, because that was terrible. So we'll go with that. Alright, so we're mining. So I found something I want to mine. Now I switch fire groups and bring up my mining lasers and my collector limpets. And then I shoot at this asteroid and knock a chunk off. In this case, it's a fragment of uranite and gallite. It's only 5% uranite and 7% gallite. But that's okay. We've got to get something. And we'll launch a limpet drone. Just like the prospector drone, this is a limpet drone. But this is a collector, and he'll go and get it and bring it back to me. Now you can manually go and pick that stuff up, but that takes ages. So we won't be doing that. Alright. I might try going up a little bit from there, because that is, wow, awful. So I wasn't ultra. Let's see how it handles high. Even high looks bad. You know what? I reckon that's AMD fidelity. That is making it look so awful. Where is AMD FSR? Let's turn that to normal. Apply. Yes. That looks a bit better. How's it running? Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that works. Okay. So my limpet collector will collect anything that I get off this arrow. Now, I've run out of power. If you're familiar with the Star Wars Starfighter games, you have power settings. I can move things into my systems, which is things like my frameshift drive, my shields, scanners, things like that. I can move things into my engines, which will allow me to move faster, power, that is. Or I can move them into my weapons. Now, at the moment, I'm literally sitting here in a system mining, so I really need my mining lasers to be maxed, and the rest of it doesn't matter. Now, I can have 3 limpet drones, collector limpets out at once, and I will. Oh wow, 4 mining lasers is still too much. I did wonder, I only recently added the extra mining lasers. So what I might do is I might take one of these off. See what happens if I'm only firing 3. So it looks like 2 is the limit for the power capacity of the ship. Now, not only can you buy other ships, you can buy all sorts of components for the ships. There are so many different components to each ship. I will demonstrate momentarily, in fact. I just want to... Yep, that's fine. Finish mining this asteroid, and then I will show you what I mean by so many different components. So, on board my ship, somewhere. So, thrusters, shield generators, your sensor suite, your power distributor. The cargo hatch isn't really one, but there is a piece of your ship known as the cargo hatch that can be damaged independently of everything else. I've got my 4 mining lasers, I've got my life support system, the refinery, the advanced docking computer, the mining limpet controller, the frameshift drive, cockpit canopy isn't one, power plant is... That cargo rack, 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 that cargo rack. My advanced planetary approach suite, because you can land on planets. My data link scanner, my composition scanner, my discovery scanner, detailed surface scanner. There's more than that. That's not even close to all the things, all the bits and pieces that are on my ship. So as you can see in the bottom middle, that is the radar. Basically, I don't know whether this existed anywhere before, but I believe the Elite series of games actually kind of created this radar system. So, everything is relevant to where you are currently facing. So the V is your front viewpoint. Then everything has like a little disc that tells you where it is in relation to where you're looking, and then the stick that's attached to it tells you whether that thing is below you or above you. It's hard to explain. I would kind of need something. So for example, I'm now looking at that Prospector Limpet. Now you can just see it in the top of my actual screen. It says Limpet Prospector 358 meters. If you look on the radar, it's highlighted because I have it currently selected. So it's got two triangle brackets around it on the radar, and it's got a stick. It's a triangle with a stick on it that goes down to a circle. Now if I look down, the stick gets longer. If I look up, the stick gets shorter. And if I go above it, the stick goes below, goes down. So that's how that radar works. It's a good radar. You will find it in other games with flying in it, like flight combat games. It's not super uncommon, but it does take a little bit to get used to if you've never seen it before. Yeah. I want to head towards the planet slowly as we gather our resources. So now we've got to find another asteroid to mine. So let's make this our next asteroid. This one is really spinning fast, but that's okay. We'll just head over to the pole, which is sort of the piece that it's spinning around, and mine from there. If we decide to mine the asteroid, we need to see what's on it. So let's see what the prospector says. The prospector says silver, samarium, and coltan. Don't want any of that. We'll move on. We'll see what's on this one. Now, in this game, you can, of course, move fully in all 3 dimensions. Gold, gallite, and uranite. We might stop for this. That's a lot of gold. That's a 34.28% gold. Now, when I say you can move in all dimensions, I mean you can pitch, roll, yaw, you can climb, you can descend, you can strafe, and you do all of that with thrusters, and the thrusters counteract your thrust in one direction or another automatically, but you can also turn that off and fly like proper space flight, which is as soon as you give thrust in one direction, thrust continues to apply. Your speed in that direction continues until you apply a thrust in an opposing direction. So yeah, proper space flight, you can have that on if you want. Most people don't because it's damn hard to fly like that. I think I might be getting a cold. Alright. So now, we are mining this new asteroid, and we are knocking chunks off. You can see some of the chunks flying directly towards me this time. And everything physically exists in space. Everything that is physically there. You can see it. You can go and fly up to it and have a look at it if you want to. Now, as the bins on my refinery fill up to 100%, which if you watch the gold should happen. So they keep bringing back chunks. More and more of those chunks contain enough gold to fill up the bin further. When it fills the bin all the way up, I don't know whether we're out of chunks. Let's just shoot the rock some more. When the bin fills up entirely, it turns... What? Oh, collector limpet expired, so I'm not collector limpet stage. Because they don't last forever. Damn it, just missed it. So when one of the bins fills up completely, it turns into an actual resource that can be sold, as opposed to just a small amount of resource, which is, yeah, how the game sort of works it. How many limpet drones have I got working? I've got all 4. Depleted that asteroid. And then that is in my inventory, which is here. So at the moment I have 1 ton of osmium, 1 ton, 7 tons of gold, 1 of uranite, and 3 of gallite, and 100 limpet drones. There are all sorts of weapons in the game. There are cannons, so physical, kinetic. You can get different kinds of missiles. You can get torpedoes. If you're not really one of those people who spends a long time talking about the difference between a torpedo and a torpedo is smart and will follow its target. A torpedo goes in a straight line from point A to point B, from where you fire it to where you aimed it, and doesn't change direction at all. What else is there? There are so many different things you can do in this game. Yeah, cannons, railguns, different kinds of plasmas, different kinds of beam guns. So you can get like constant beams. You can get ones that pulse. You can get... Oh, geez, I don't know what else. There are just so many different things. So many different kinds of weaponry. Yeah, it's a big game. It's not small. And this is definitely David Braben's like dream, was to make this game. Maybe not exactly this game, but this is pretty close. That's got silver on it, but it's almost no silver. I'm not going to bother with that one. I will see what's on this one, though. Because if you saw the first Elite, and I did, so like I said, that's 21% gold. We'll definitely get that. I was like 2 when the first one came out. But I had a Nintendo Entertainment System, the original Nintendo. And the original Elite came out on this. No, I've never played Star Citizen. I have no interest in Star Citizen. It's been in development 5-6 times longer than this game. And this game has achieved everything that Star Citizen wanted to achieve. So, yeah. David Braben with Frontier Developments said, alright, here's a space trading sim. You can't land on planets. A year, 2 years later, you could land on planets. A year, 2 years later, no, maybe 3 years later, you can now get out of your ship and walk around as a person. That was the only thing about Star Citizen that I was ever like, that's kind of cool. You can't do that in Elite. Well, you can do it in Elite. I've seen it. I was originally excited for the concept. I didn't buy into it like a lot of people did. A lot of people, bought into Star Citizen, but it's been going on too long without actually getting anywhere. I think it might be vaporware. Well, it can't be vaporware because I know there's demos and stuff, but the actual game itself isn't out. It's just sort of, they're basically early access tech demos from what I've seen. And hey, look, if that's your thing, absolutely, hang around, get behind it. I get behind many, many, many early access games. And Star Citizen, if it ever comes out, looks like it will be really good. But in the time that it's been developed, like I said, this game was developed and expanded 4 times. And Bethesda managed to create one of their own as well within the time that Star Citizen was developed. Now, admittedly, the team making Star Citizen, I don't think make any other games. And I don't know how many of the people working for them made games before. Whereas, Frontier Developments have been making games for, like I said, nigh on 40 years. If you count David Braben as, the CEO and owner. I assume he's the CEO and owner. There's probably what's-his-faces as well. And Bethesda, of course, same thing. They've been going just about the same amount of length of time. They've been making games for that long. And while a, space sim trader game is very different to what they normally do, I don't know every single feature of Star Citizen, but the things I do know is that it is a space simulator So you fly around in space. You can take on missions to kill people. You can become a pirate. You can become a trader. You can passenger people from one planet to another and gain some form of money for all of that. It is multiplayer. It has the ability for you to fly around in ships, land on planets, and get out of your ship and walk around as just a person. And yes, Elite Dangerous has all of those things in it. Now you can get down to the nitty-gritty of like tiny little features, very specific things that maybe Star Citizen has and this doesn't. This game is substantially more dated because it's been around for a long time now. I don't know when this came out, but the original version of Elite Dangerous must be like 5-6 years old already. And like I said, when it originally came out, you could only fly your ships in space. But then came the Horizons update, and you could fly your ships in space and land on planets and drive rovers around on planets. And most recently was the Odyssey update, where you can fly your ship in space, you can land your ship on planets, you can drive around in rovers on planets, and you can get out of your ship and walk around as just a person on space docks, planets, other places. I don't think you can spacewalk. I don't know whether you can spacewalk. I do not, in fact, have the Odyssey update. I just have the Horizons update where you can land on planets. And I don't do that much. And the fact that I don't even land on planets much is the reason why I didn't immediately jump on the Odyssey update where you can get out of your ship and walk around, because I'm like, do I need that? I enjoy the game without it. So yeah. But yeah, it's not... I can't for 100% say it has the same things as Star Citizen, but all the things about Star Citizen that interest me about Star Citizen, it has. Which made me less interested in Star Citizen, especially considering its reputation and how long it's been development and how little progress there's been. We've been waiting an exceptionally long time for someone from Star Citizen. And, I mean, there's another series of games, the X series. I know that's just weird, but they are literally just called X. And they are also a space trader game, an extremely complex one. More complex, in fact, than Elite Dangerous. And Elite Dangerous, I've already shown you how ridiculously complex this game is. Okay, resources unallocated, which means I have something coltan. So I don't have a bin for coltan here, so I have to get rid of something in a bin here that I'm not using. Let's get rid of... I think lepidolite is the cheapest thing I've got. So let's get rid of lepidolite. Yes. I haven't worked out how to zoom yet, and it is dark currently. But this is the current... Oh no, I can just get back. This is the ship I'm currently in. This is a Type 7 Heavy. It's a cargo ship, specifically. It's not heavily armed. It's not designed for speed. It's designed for capacity. But it does that really well. That is my cargo hatch, currently open. My limpet drones depositing things into my refinery. How do I go up again? I think... Can I turn the ship lights on? I can, but not from here. Let's go back to the cockpit. External lights. I don't know whether that will actually change anything. No. That's basically my headlights, is what I thought they were. I didn't think they actually had anything to do with making the outside of the ship visible. And the headlights do almost nothing because, well, this is space and everything is really far away. So let's turn those off again because they are using power. Because everything in this game uses power. Everything that you do uses some power. Everything from your life support to your shield generator to your lasers to your making these limpets work. And you can turn things off individually as well if you want to save power. So some people actually run ships where their power plant can't even deal with everything that they've got running at once. And they will just turn certain things off. So they'll be like, all right, I'm mining right now. I don't need a shield. I don't need, I don't know, other things. They'll find other things that they can turn off to utilize that power elsewhere temporarily. And then they're like, all right, I'm done mining. I need to fly through space again. I'm going to turn my shield back on. My mining lasers are off because they're put away. I don't need to have power go into my limpet controller because I'm not controlling any limpets at the moment. Things like that. What the hell is Bethesda's one called? I'm interested in seeing it because I've played a crap load of Bethesda games and I like all of them, pretty much. Well, not all the Bethesda games. I've definitely played all of the Elder Scrolls games and I like all of those. Almost all of the Elder Scrolls games. There's a couple of like one-offs and mobile games that I haven't played. What the hell is that called? I have to Google that now because that's going to bug me. Bethesda. Starfield. Yes. So I'm looking forward to what Starfield brings to the table as well. Because I imagine Starfield is going to be very much like this, but a little bit smaller. Not as expansive as Star Citizen and Elite aspired to be. I mean, those games, Star Citizen and Elite, are huge. The concepts behind them are massive. Like, I don't know how many millions of stars there is in this thing. It might even be billions of stars that you can visit and see. You know, the evolving galaxy, non-static galaxy, the multiplayedness of it. I mean, Starfield, for a start, is, to the best of my knowledge, single player. Because I think Bethesda kind of learned its lesson. I am just mining. I decided to do a chill stream, and I'm just going to mine. And we will probably be mining for... How many prospect limpets do I have left? 89. At least an hour. I don't have a ship that can do combat. I literally do not have a combat weapon on this ship. I can't fight anyone. If somebody wanted to fight me, I would have to turn tail and run. But what I do have is a lot of money. Enough that I could buy another ship and kit it out and go and do some bounties. So, after I've done some mining and made some money, which we will do, because I've already made like a couple of $100 grand, which is fine. But I'm looking for millions, to be honest. I will be buying a second ship. So that's another thing you can do. You don't have to have just one ship. You can have multiple ships. Not really. You always start in the Sidewinder, which is the most basic ship in Elite, and sort of the mascot of the series, if you will. You always start out in a Sidewinder. In fact, most of the ships in this game have been around since the original 1984 game. Almost every ship in the game has been around that long. They have added more continuously, new ship manufacturers and ship types and things, but, well, not types. All the types were there from the start, except for passenger liners. Passenger liners are were added in Frontier way back in the early 90s. But yeah, they've been around a long time. But yeah, you always start... Ooh, that's osmium. That's exactly what I'm looking for. You always start in a Sidewinder. There are two different kinds of Sidewinder you can start in. You can start in one that's specifically designed for planetary exploration, or you can start in a jack of all trades. So not really different starting conditions. Like you were thinking of how X has different starting conditions. I sort of started talking about X before, I didn't really finish either. But yeah, X is another one, more complex than this even. X is far more... Wait, what? Why have I not got this limpet drone? Contacts. Collector. Oh, I've made 4 collectors. Oh no. I need to have one prospector at all times. Why won't it fire the prospector drone? Ah, because I can't... Is there a way to detonate one of these limpet collectors? No. Ah, I messed it up. I didn't mean to go to 4 prospector drones. 4 collector drones. Now I need to literally wait until one of these expires before I can fire another prospector. There doesn't appear to be a way.
Collector limpet expired.
Oh, well that's handy. I was waiting for that to happen and now it happened. Alright, cool. There will be different starts in Starfield. Bethesda's Starfield apparently will have different starting things. You choose a different occupation that you came from. But I mean, that, again, is very much an RPG. It's all about perks and leveling up. This isn't about that. You do level up, but those level ups are ranks as to how the rest of the galaxy sees you, as opposed to an actual advancement of your character RPG style. So I am considered a broker within the trader thing, and that's just a result of how much money I have produced over my career. So here, you can see my trade rank is broker, my combat rank is harmless, because I don't think I've killed anyone in this playthrough. Not once. My explorer rank is scout, and that's because I've just been to a fair few systems. And CQC, I don't even know what that is. I think that's like commander. I haven't done any exobiology, and I haven't done any mercenary stuff. So they're not even, I'm not even ranked at all in those categories. But yeah, I came out here with about 100 limpets. I'm basically going to go until I run out of limpets, and then we'll go back and we'll sell everything. We'll see how much spare money I've got, and I'll buy my first combat ship. We'll find something I can buy, I can afford, and kit out to a reasonable level, and we'll take on a few contracts. I am absolutely loved in the system that I'm currently in. Because I've been trading in this system for a long time. And there's this industrial complex, Lamarck Orbital, where I land. They are looking for osmium. They pay massively overinflated prices for osmium, and I have brought them a lot of osmium. Alright, so we didn't find any osmium on that asteroid. Let's see if we find any on that asteroid. Nope, no osmium on that one. Let's try this one. Splat, it hits the asteroid. Samarium, uranite, and lepidolite. Now, there are other kinds of mining you can do as well, and I have experimented now with subsurface mining. I still haven't done core mining. Subsurface mining failed to wow me, but I get it. I don't have a ship that's really good for subsurface mining because I can't fit a big enough subsurface miner with enough ammo to make it worth my while. So subsurface mining is basically there are things that are just below the surface. You can shoot these little missiles that have drill tips on them, and they drill down into the asteroid and then blow out the chunks that are below the surface into the into space, so your collectors can collect them. Then in addition to that, there is... so this is called beam mining, what I'm doing now. There's also surface mining, which uses an abrasion kind of gun, which sort of like knocks chunks off the surface of the asteroid. Surface deposits are different to beam mining again. And then there's core mining, which is where you blow the whole asteroid up from the inside and get at the core of the asteroid, which will have the most stuff in it. Now, I haven't done core mining. Again, I don't have the right ship for core mining. I will try it eventually, but I will have to upgrade to an even bigger ship than I've got now. And this is a pretty damn big ship. So yeah, there's not just one kind of mining. Beam mining is kind of the slowest and the most boring, but it's really consistent. You kind of know what you're going to get. Whereas core mining is the most rewarding and the fastest, but you can... It's the fastest once you're actually mining, but you can spend as long as it takes to fill your cargo hold beam mining just trying to find something to mine for core mining. I think I do have a deep scanner on me still, so I might be able to fire groups. Oh no, I must have sold it. Oh no, there it is. Oh no, it's a surface scanner. Nope, I sold my asteroid scanner. So for deep core mining, you've got to scan the asteroids. You'll find asteroids that have mother loads in them or on them, and then you have to, as per usual, launch a prospector at them to find out what kind of ore or material, because it can be other things. It can be like water or methane that you're collecting. Find out what sort of materials, whether they're surface, subsurface, or you'll find fissures. So fissures are where you do the deep core mining and you launch seismic charges into the fissures. And the fissures themselves don't have anything in them, but if you break enough of the fissures, you'll actually access the core of the asteroid by blowing the entire asteroid apart and then mining that. Yeah, I mean, it's just the mining systems in this game are so complex that I have to look up tutorials on how to do it. Because as long as I've owned this game, there are things that I've never done. I've never actually played a miner before, because I'm like, that's kind of slow. Let's just play a bounty hunter, or let's play a trader. So a trader is similar. Yes, the economy responds to supply and demand, and it responds to the supply and demand of every player that plays Elite on the planet. So if somebody dumps a huge amount, like somebody not even in my game, on my server, dumps a huge amount of one resource into a trading station, that trading station's prices will change for everyone playing the game. Not just one person. It changes for everyone. Doing other things, like there are many factions within most solar systems. There are multiple factions. If I do a lot of missions for one faction, I will increase that faction's power within the system. That change in power dynamic happens for everyone, and other people can, counter that by doing it. At the moment, someone started a civil war in this solar system. So this solar system is relatively stable. There's a lot of police and so on and so forth. And I've never really run into any trouble here. I've seen a few pirates, but they've left me alone because they've always found me before I've got any worthwhile cargo. So they're like, you've got nothing in your hold, I'm not interested, and they'll leave. But somebody started a civil war in this solar system. So yeah, that's actually happening as we speak. Oh, that's got osmium. We'll go and get that asteroid. That's a good asteroid.
Asteroid scan complete.
So yeah, so I'm down to 66 limpets now. And I'm going to use up 3 more limpets just to harvest this. Eve is not first person. Eve is third person. Eve is more like a real-time strategy game, because you view your ship from outside. And yeah, it's hard to describe without like showing Eve. Eve's also more of an RPG. You level up and sort of become more useful or good at certain things and not as good at other things. I've played a bit of Eve and I didn't get very far, but I would say that Eve is also very good and definitely has its place, because it's very different to this. It is not the same sort of game. It doesn't directly compete with this. Eve is more like an MMORPG. It's more like, I hesitate to say it, but it's really true. It's more like World of Warcraft than anything else. If World of Warcraft was set in space, Eve would be it. And there's nothing bad about that either. It's a good game. I can clearly see its appeal. There are many, many interesting stories as well. Like, Eve also uses real space distances. So the travel speeds and stuff are are relative to the speed of light, etc., etc. And there are massive, massive distances. And there's cool stories about like people who got ridiculously far away from civilization and ran out of fuel and couldn't get home. And so a bunch of people got a bunch of carriers carrying nothing but fuel so that they could go as far as that guy went while having enough fuel on their carriers to refuel both themselves, their own carriers, and that guy, and go and get him and bring him back to civilized systems. Now in Elite Dangerous, that can happen to you as well. There is fuel. You can run out of fuel. I've done it many a time, and I have just generally given up and self-destructed and paid my insurance bill and got a new ship at some ridiculous extortionate cost, like most insurance companies. But you can run out of fuel. And in Elite, if you do run out of fuel and you've got enough to keep your life support going for a while, like you're not going to run out of life support for a few hours, you can go onto Reddit and you can look up the fuel rats. And if you post there and give them your galactic coordinates, very soon someone will just turn up and give you fuel. They charge nothing for this. They don't want anything. There are just altruistic people that play Elite and are like, I'm going to be a fuel rat. I'm going to be one of those guys that just runs around the galaxy, and whenever someone runs out of fuel, I'm going to be the dude that shows up and just transfers some fuel to him so he can get home again. And yeah, they're the fuel rats. They've been running since near the birth of the game, and to the best of my knowledge, there are still fuel rats. Elite, the fuel rats still run. And that is just crazy that there's just a bunch of dudes who literally get their kicks out of refueling people who've accidentally gone beyond the range of their own ship and run out of fuel somewhere. Or we're expecting to find a fuel star. So another thing you can do is you can get... Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. You can get fuel by scooping them off the surface of stars. Not all stars are scoopable. So you could be going into uncharted territory. And that's a big deal. There is probably still uncharted territory in this game. I don't know. I could be wrong. But it could definitely be uncharted for you. So you don't know what's coming. You don't know what's in the systems that you're moving towards. And you're like, oh, one of these stars that I'm traveling through to get to that really distant star, one of them's got to be a fuel star. I've got a fuel scoop. I'll be fine. And so, you'll find a fuel star. You'll get close to it. You'll orbit it skimming fuel off the surface, you'll refill your fuel tanks, and then you'll go again. Or you might expect to find a fuel star, and there just isn't a fuel star. And that's when the fuel rats come in handy, because they'll come out and get you. But yeah, I don't know what they're like, who started it or why. But they turned up in many videos on the game. Like, people would review this game and then go, oh yeah, and we have to mention the fuel rats, because that's just weird that there's a community of dudes who, they charge nothing. Like, it's part of their ethos that if you want to join the fuel rats, you have to acknowledge the fact that you pay for the fuel. And I mean, fuel isn't expensive, but it's your time to run all the way out there. And people donate to the fuel rats, like both real life money, so that they can keep their servers and other things running that they do, because I think they've got a web page as well. And people donate, like they have carriers in different systems around the place, and people will just turn up to their carriers and like drop off a bunch of goods that they can sell, so that they've got money to buy fuel. It's just ridiculous. Like, it's the weirdest thing. If you're a fuel rat, you definitely play support. In any game that you play support or tank or healer. You're not DPS, because you're more interested in making sure other people do well than in yourself getting all the glory. But yeah, when I first heard about the fuel rats, I was very impressed. I was like, wow, that's really cool. I have used them once, just once, in this game. And I didn't even know how to transfer fuel, how it was supposed to work. The guy turned up within 20 minutes of me posting on Reddit and walked me through it, like everything that I needed to do. And then I was like, so what do I owe you? Like, how do I pay you back? And he's like, oh, no, you don't have to do that. If you really want to, help someone else. It's like, what? That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, got to shout out the fuel rats, because they are amazing. I really do hope they're still running, but like I said, Elite's kind of old now, but Odyssey, being able to get out of ship and walk around as a person, isn't as old. So there's a very good chance that, there's a very good chance that the fuel rats might have died down, and less people might have been doing it because they moved on to other games, and then Odyssey came out, and they might have come back. A lot of people might have come back and gone, oh, this is really cool, I can walk around on planets and stuff. What am I going to do? I'm going to go be a fuel rat again. But yeah, the other important thing to point out is this is our star system. Sagittarius Alpha, I'm pretty sure, is us. I think. Somewhere in here is Sol. Our solar system is in here. With all of our planets, and Alpha Centauri is the nearest star to that, and so on and so forth. I've never been there. Apparently it's super busy, like if you go there now, because a lot of people are like, oh, what am I going to do in this game? And they're like, you know what, I'm going to try and get to Earth. So Earth is there. Actually, I might have been there once. You can't just go there either. You have to get permission to enter the system, because you have to be friendly with the factions that control it. And I wasn't, and I sort of got outside around Sol, and I was in the neighboring stars like Wolf 359 and stuff like that. Actually, I'm not even sure if Wolf 359 is anywhere near Earth, but I've been to Wolf 359 as well. What else have I been to? I've been to a couple of other good ones. I tried to get to Betelgeuse once. That's in the Orion constellation. Oh, man, I can't find any more osmium. But yeah, like this, it's our galaxy. I believe all the stars are all correctly named as well. I think the map hasn't changed since the game was released, though, whereas our knowledge of our galaxy has increased. And there were a lot of also just random stars added in, because it was like, alright, we don't know what's beyond that bit, or we've never been able to see clearly what's towards our galaxy center, so... And then you just make stuff up. I don't know whether black holes and stuff are represented. I don't think they are. I've never seen one. It'd be a cool addition to the game. And if Brabant isn't working on the next version of Elite, now that he's, as far as I can tell, achieved everything that's possible for Elite Dangerous, I don't know whether they'd be working on the next version of the game or not. Or whether they would just expand this one like they did with Horizons and Odyssey, because Odyssey also came with graphical upgrades, so the game is graphically prettier in Odyssey version than it is in the Horizon version. I'm in what they call Horizon 4.0, which is you have the Horizons expansion, but you have the Odyssey graphical improvements. Come on, where's the osmium? Give me the cool stuff. Uranite. God damn it. Uraninite, I should say. Now, osmium isn't normally a very big commodity. Normally worth about 40,000 credits. But I get 200,000 credits in this system. Because it's in such high demand. I didn't even know that. Like, I was literally in this system, was like, how do you mine again? And I couldn't remember how to do it, and I had to look up stuff on YouTube and remind myself how to actually do mining, because it had been so long since I'd done mining in this game. And then I got to go in, and I came back. Like, I had a tiny hauler that had about 36 cargo space, and I came back with like 5 osmium and made 1 million credits, and was like, what's going on? Because I wasn't really paying attention. I just sold everything in my hold. And then I had to go mining again. Like, I had 1 million credits, so I bought a slightly bigger ship and went to like 60-ish cargo space. And then I actually paid attention and was like, oh wow. Despite it saying that osmium is only worth about 40 grand, when I sell it at the station, I'm getting 200 grand per osmium. And then, yeah, I've been doing that for a while, and I've slowly upgraded to this $17 million ship. And yeah, got myself a Type 7 Heavy. Nice big ship. And I'm still mining. Because I was thinking of maybe going all the way to a Type 9 Heavy, but yeah, I am streaming it, and people are going to want to see something other than... Oh, did I just miss? If that asteroid rotates and that prospector just glides on by... Wow. Alright. Oh, no, it did hit. But I don't know what it hit. Oh, it did hit that one. Okay, there's nothing on the asteroid that I want. Alright, well, now I need to... try a different one. Man, not finding any osmium.
Asteroid scan complete.
Doop doop boo. Yeah, and we're in the shadow of the planet, so like, I wouldn't even be able to see a single one of these asteroids without night vision. It would literally just be invisible. Let's demonstrate. So if I turn my night vision off, that's what I see. Let's turn the headlights on. Show you what I can see with the headlights. So I know there's an asteroid there, so let's head towards it. I think when I get within like a couple of 100 meters of the asteroid, I might light it up. But until then, I'm literally flying blind. Better slow down as well, because I'm not going to be able to brake. Man, how close do I have to get? Oh, there it is. Yeah, really close. before you can actually see an asteroid with your lights. But in infrared scanning with night vision, the field becomes very visible. So yeah, all of that stuff is taken into account. So I was gonna say there's things like ray tracing now, but I believe this game simulates ray tracing anyway. All the light does seem to work effectively. The big difference between normal ray tracing and what this game is doing is how light bounces off one body and reflects onto another body. But because the bodies in this are so large, like the only ones that matter, your ship's not going to reflect enough light onto anything to make any appreciable difference. Whereas the light from a star reflecting off a planet the size of Jupiter onto a moon the size of, say, Earth, that is going to make a difference. And the game can simulate that without requiring ray tracing cores. I mean, you could simulate ray tracing without ray tracing cores. All ray tracing cores do is dedicate an entire chunk of a graphics card just to those calculations, which makes light look more realistic in certain circumstances, which in things like Control and Cyberpunk look absolutely gorgeous. But in something like this, the actual amount of ray tracing that matters can be simulated in a CPU rather than a GPU, or in regular GPU cores without being all that heavy, because they're just not that big of a calculation. There's not that many of them happening. They happen quite slowly, like the light dynamics don't change very fast. They change at the speed of a solar system. Some of these planets take literal years to rotate around their star. So it's not changing very fast. And okay, yeah, there's things like moons, and some of the moons take like less than a day to rotate, or some of them go so fast they take hours to rotate, and then you'll get a station that rotates around that moon, that'll rotate around the moon like once every 20 minutes. So there's that. Alright, that's a lot of gold. We'll grab that gold. That's worth getting. It's been a many limpet since I've actually had anything to mine. I need to get 3 limpet drones out there. It's 2 collector drones. I need 1 more. There we go. So the controller that I've got can only control 4 limpets at a time. So I like 3 collectors and to always have 1 prospector. Now you can shoot rocks without prospecting them and you will still get the same minerals, but you'll get a lot less. Oh, resources unallocated. That means I have Uranite and nowhere to put it. Let's get rid of Lepidolite because it is the cheapest thing. Yeah, you've got to prospect an asteroid. You get the most out of every asteroid that you mine if you prospect it first. When beam mining. When core mining or subsurface mining, you simply have to prospect it because otherwise you won't be able to find the surface, subsurface, or core resources. You won't be able to see them. Oh, it's all in the dark because you can't turn night vision on in this. But yeah, see? So there's a little field of resources out here, and these are my limpet drones. Running backwards and forwards, collecting them. And bringing them to my ship, whose headlights are still on. Okay. Yeah, you can just see the little chunks. Yes, if I was talking about it before with Jonathan. I suppose you came in after that. There are multiple server modes you can play in. All the servers affect the world at large, but you can play in full multiplayer, which is... Yes, there's plenty of AI bots as well. You can play in full multiplayer where everyone who's on the same server as you. I think the servers have like a 300-400 player capacity or something else. It's crazy. And if the area you are currently in is empty of real players, they will actually move some players seamlessly. You won't notice it happening. From one server to another server so that there are more real-life players if you want to play in that kind of multiplayer. So they have these multiple servers so that the load isn't too big and the lag isn't too big. But they will move people from server to server depending on where in the galaxy they are so that it feels like you're in the same server as a lot of people at all times. And then you can play team, which means only the people that you choose to be visible in your server. So like your friends, or perhaps you want to have a fight with someone. You can choose to have that person in your team. And then you'll only see those people in your server other than AI. And then there's also solo, which is what I'm currently doing. There's also an arena mode, which is literally just, doesn't take place in the galaxy. It's just like a fighting arena kind of thing. I got a new message. What was that? Oh. Because I'm so liked in this system, this star system, they keep offering me missions. Yeah. You love me. You really love me. But yeah, there is a lot of AI. There's pirates, there's regular traders, there are passenger transports, there are other miners sometimes. There's always the system authority, so the police. There are other bounty hunters, there are wingmen of, like, traders often travel with wingmen. So you'll get one big cargo ship and it'll have a bunch of small fighting ships. There's some osmium, so we can definitely harvest this as well. And ships actually go from like point A to point B and seem to have something that they're doing. So like if you follow a trading ship around, you will find them going from one station to another station. You will see the resources in that station deplete. Like you'll be able to work out what the guy bought. And then you can follow him and see where he took it. And he will take it somewhere where he gets a better price for it. And then sell it and then buy something else. And you can literally watch that actually happen in real time. Now, if you don't actually follow a trader from point A to point B continuously, I'm pretty sure they just despawn, like the AI traders. But yeah, like I said, if you want to, you can physically follow them around. Oh no. What's going on in the refinery? Oh, great. What is the next cheapest thing? Uranite is only $2,000. Alright, we'll get rid of the uranite. This is the biggest refinery I can fit on this ship. Actually, it's not. But I don't want to give up a big cargo rack just to fit a bigger refinery on my ship. Oh, what's going on now? Oh, damn, there's uranite here as well. Alright. What's the next cheapest piece of crap? Galite? Coltan. But yeah, if you don't follow a trader continuously, they despawn. If you do follow them, then they don't, and they trade. And they do what you would do if you were trying to be a trader. Alright, we're down to 30 limpets. So we won't be trading much longer, and then due to popular demand, and I had intended to do this eventually anyway, I will buy a combat ship of some description, kit it out reasonably, and try and take on a combat mission and see if I get killed. Probably not, because I don't have a very high rank of combat, so missions that are recommended for me will be within my supposed skill set, and I should end up having a ship that is far superior to what my skill set would suggest, because I've gotten far enough on the mining that I can actually afford some decent gear. Like, even most of the time when I play this game, the concept of being able to afford $1 million ship is out of this world, whereas now, you know, I'll return and I'll be making millions when I get back, and that'll just be cash in pocket, not to mention I've got millions in pocket already. It's gold, but it's only 4% gold. It's a bit low. We'll skip that and move on. What's the next asteroid we're going to look at? Let's look at this one and see what this has got. I'm going to collide with this asteroid if I don't move. I mean, I should change the stream titles so that if anyone else is interested, they might look in, but bugger. They don't need to know that my amateur butt is going to attempt to actually fight someone. But yeah, we will. Shortly. You can change the voice. There are microtransactions in this game, but they are all cosmetic. But you can have different AI voices for your ships. You can buy like bobbleheads and stuff for your dashboard. You can buy ship livery, so what your ship looks like from the outside. You can buy cosmetics for your character as well, since your actual character can walk around. And you can earn an in-game currency called ARX, A-R-X, which is what you use to buy that. So you can buy those things. You can buy ARX with real money, or you can earn ARX in-game to buy it. So it's not pay to win. You can't get an advantage over someone else by spending real cash. And you can obtain assorted cosmetics without spending $1 as well. I don't think I've ever actually spent any of my ARX, but I have like 700 and something, which I don't know what that would get me anyway. I haven't the faintest. I don't know whether that's a lot or a little or what. It's probably a little. But yeah, I've never actually spent it. I just know that you can earn a max of 400 of the currency per week. There's a weekly limit on how much you can get, which I guess encourages people who, like the want it now people. If you want it now, you're going to have to spend real money. Otherwise, you're going to have to grind for weeks and weeks and weeks, is the sort of concept. Which is fair enough. Because this is a big, hardcore game. It's not that expensive. And it's cheaper than most AAA titles. And this is a AAA company, like, despite them only having a few games. I mean, they have the Jurassic World IP, for crying out loud. That's a very expensive IP. You're not going to get that as any developer other than a AAA developer. And of all the developers, they trusted Frontier to do it. Because, of course, they did Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster. So if you're going to build a Jurassic World, Jurassic Park style game, you're going to give it to the guys who have done it many times before. And yeah, these guys have been doing that kind of games for a long time. I mean, the only other people who probably could have done it is Microsoft. Because Microsoft did Microsoft Zoo, or whatever the hell it was called. And that was pretty good. That wasn't bad. It was bug-free. It worked well. That's like a 2000s, I think, the noughties. They had their own zoo simulator, and it was alright. It played well. It was kind of fun. I've still got them somewhere. Alright, that limpet is taking forever to hit that asteroid. And there's nothing good on that asteroid either. Jesus, come on. I'm going to run out of limpets before I find another asteroid to actually harvest. Come on, Osmium. Every now and again you'll get like a sick asteroid that's just got osmium in it. It's like 40% or something cool. But most of the time, osmium in this field is about somewhere between 3 and 10%. And it'll be amongst a bunch of other lesser resources. And I'm absolutely struggling, although that's 37% silver, but nah, we'll leave it. I really need that osmium. 200,000 a pop, it's hard to ignore. And limpets are cheap, they're like a couple of hundred credits each, or like 70 credits each, or something cheap. And we are at 18 prospector limpets. It's relatively easy to dodge asteroids. If you're not paying enough attention to the rotation of an asteroid, you might get too close while mining, and then get smacked around a little bit. If you aren't careful when you actually enter the asteroid field, you can take a bit of damage dropping from light speed to standard speed. If you do that, if you enter the ring or the asteroid belt at too much speed, you'll have to do an emergency drop, which will damage your ship just because of how fast you've decelerated. But you can basically avoid that by slowing down properly before you enter the rings. But yeah, you don't normally take a lot of damage mining in a safe system. In a more dangerous system, or there are like high value resource extraction sites in this system. And in those resource sites, there'd be a lot more pirates. What I've done is just entered the ring in a random spot. The chance of any pirate finding me here is minimal. Whereas in other high hazard resource sites, there'd be a lot of pirates hanging around and constantly scanning ships. And any ship that's got a hold full of good stuff, they'd just attack, at which point you would take a lot of damage. Because, I mean, I'm in a ship that I've kitted out for mining. I have no offensive weaponry. I have no defensive weaponry. Come on, I'm running out of prospectors real fast here. I don't have great shields because I don't need them, so I haven't spent money on it. Everything about this ship is just refinery, limpets, and cargo space. That's all I've kitted the ship out with. Ah, come on, where's all the osmium? And it's not like I'm scanning every asteroid. There are so many asteroids here. I'm literally just moving slowly towards the planet, which at my current speed of 66 kilometers an hour would take me 18.2 days to reach. That doesn't seem right. 66 times 24. Oh, I can't do that. 66 times 24 times 18.2. That's not nearly far enough away. Well, then this can't be 66 kilometers an hour. It must be something more than that. Anyway. But yeah, it's relatively safe mining if you know how and you pay attention to your surroundings. Regular trade, so just buying a commodity at one station. There's some osmium. It's a very low amount, but there's some osmium, so we'll grab that. Buying a resource at one station and running it to another station is far more dangerous because you'll be in major shipping lanes and there are pirates watching major shipping lanes, whereas what I'm doing is going so far off the beaten track, I don't even see anyone. Like, I haven't seen another AI ship. Normally, when you enter ring systems like this, one AI ship will follow you from light speed to see what you're doing, and then will drop into the ring and go and scan you and go, oh, you've got nothing, and then leave. And then you'll never see another one because no one knows I'm here. Because I haven't left any evidence that I'm here. There's no Frameshift wake. Praesodymium, get rid of the lip lepidolite, because that is the... Oh, I can't get rid of the lepidolite. I'm harvesting lepidolite in this system. Get rid of the gallite, I think, is the next cheapest one. I might have been here. Yeah, there's no way that anyone would know I was in this system. Or in this ring. The rings of this planet. So, yeah, they just wouldn't find me. No one has any reason to come in here to look. The amount of heat and whatever is insignificant on a solar system scale. I mean, there are scanners that would possibly detect me, but I'm not creating like a hotspot that they would see on this. Like, the scale is just too different. It's massive. But yeah, we are almost done because I'm down to 9 limpets. So once these guys have finished harvesting this asteroid... Well, I mean, I can start actually looking at other asteroids. I mean, here's an asteroid rotating right next to me. Let's see what this one's got on it. Now, the way it keeps saying Prospector Limpet failed, that's my previous Prospector Limpet being deactivated to make room for the current Prospector Limpet. Because you can only have... the controller I'm using only allows me to have 4 limpets active at once, and I've got 3 collector limpets, which leaves me room for 1 Prospector Limpet. And the game is smart enough to go, alright, you probably want to get rid of your previous Prospector Limpet, not your collector limpets. Limpets have a maximum lifespan. The better your controller, the longer that lifespan is before they die. Also speeds and their hull integrity and things like that. Nothing good there. When I'm down to my last limpet, I will just harvest whatever asteroid I've hit. Just because that's how you do it. Basically like, well, I'm about to leave anyway, I might as well grab whatever I can. Oh, that's a beautiful one. 20% osmium? This is a really nice asteroid. Right as we're getting ready to leave, finally get something good. Oh yeah, this is a good asteroid, so I'm pretty happy with this one. So there's another interesting thing about Elite that you don't find unallocated resources. What is it? Bertrandonite. Oh no, it's Gallite. Okay. That's because the Lepidolite I had on the previous one. Most, if not all ships, pitch better than they yaw. So they don't go side to side very well. But they do go up and down very well. So when you fly in combat, if you want to get to a target that is, let's say, to the right of you, instead of trying to yaw around, which is really slow, what you'll actually do is roll and then pitch up. That's kind of unique in Elite, in that most of the ships... In fact, I've never seen a ship that doesn't handle like that. Their ability to pitch up and down... Oh, the asteroid's depleted. Alright, that's everything I can get out of this asteroid. Their ability to pitch up and down is far superior to their ability to yaw. Which is kind of weird, because this is space. But I suppose for the aesthetic lines of a ship, having thrusters that literally stick out sideways from your ship. But then again, the other ones are thrusters that stick up and down, because how else are you gonna... I don't know. Anyway. Most ships handle better in a pitch. Most ships roll okay as well, but I mean, roll is a product of your pitch thrusters. You would just have the thrusters on the left-hand side of the ship for pitch go in the opposite direction of the thrusters on the right-hand side of the ship, and that would cause roll. Yeah. Pitch and roll, very good. Yaw and strafe. I don't think it's called strafe. I mean, that's what you're doing, but that's what we call it in like a first-person shooter. And I think that's what they call it in the control scheme as well. But I think if you were like talking to someone in NASA and you said strafe, they'd be like, you're ignorant. Yeah. Most ships don't do those very well. They also don't change altitude, so climb and descend very well. Ships are really designed to go in a straight line in Elite Dangerous. And then, like I said, pitch and roll happen to be the best of the changing direction axes. And then the others are there because you need them for things like docking, like you have to. But yeah, they're not your primary means of navigation. So yeah, I will tend to roll and then pitch rather than yaw, because yaw is very slow. You'll also see, okay, so in the middle, I'm accelerating and decelerating. So that's your acceleration and deceleration bar. The little blue bit next to it, that is the best control speed. So the way my ship is currently set out, with how much power I have being sent to the engines, the fact that I've got my cargo scoop open, all of that stuff taken into account, that is the band of speed where I would have the most turn-in control of my ship. The ship would turn the fastest in any direction that I would like to turn it. I'm not really sure why that's a thing, but it makes sense. I mean, it sort of makes sense. I mean, we're in space. Does it really make sense? Alright, we are very, very close to running out of limpets. We're at 2 limpets, and I've still got 3 collectors behind me. Come on. I want to see what this one is as well, if that one's not good. Wow. That was a lot further away than it looked. Nope, I've got 1 left. Let's pick a good one. That one there that's barely rotating. I'm going to go to that one. I'm going to fire a prospector into it. No, I'm not, because we're about to run out of collector limpets. So all my collector limpets are going to expire. This is my last drone. And if I fire this prospector, I won't have any collector limpets. We're going to fire the prospector drone. Prospector limpet. Oh, I just screwed it up. So I fired it and ran into it as it came out of my cargo hold. So that was dumb. Alright, well that is us done then. So we can turn that off. We can retract our cargo scoop. We can readjust our power and put everything into engines and systems, because we're not going to be using any weapons. We can head straight up on the y-axis, or down, I'm not actually sure which way I'm currently orientated, to get out of this ring system. Now also in the bottom right you'll see there are a couple of indicators: mass locked, landing gear and cargo scoop. Landing gear and cargo scoop just tell you whether your cargo scoop or your landing gear are down, and mass locked tell you when you're too close to objects of mass to activate your frameshift drive, which is your faster than light propulsion. Trying to activate your faster than light propulsion when mass locked will just tear your ship apart due to the gravitational shear. Oh, my hard points are deployed. That's my guns, essentially. So you literally put those away inside your ship. Again, because they kind of stick out and they're not as tightly secured, if you were to go to light speed with your hard points out, you just literally tear them off the side of your ship. Alright, so now I'm in Frameshift. So as you can see, my speed is currently 3.4 million meters per second. And at 30, I think that'll shift to point something C. Again, there's still like a speed that is... And this is the planet I was orbiting. That's the ring system I was in. I was in Ring A, which is the dark grey ring. That's a mineral-rich ring. Ring B is the outer rings, and those rings are all icy. Right, let's find Lamarck Orbital, which is where I want to go, because that is where I get the best price. There are filters, so I can set a filter and say, okay, I only want to look for stations. And then it'll give me Lamarck Orbital and the nav beacon. And then, so in the bottom, top right of my radar. So left of the radar is the actual thing I've got targeted, and it's three-dimensional representation in the orientation as it is relative to my ship. Next to that is a little circle with a dot in it, and that's the thing you've got targeted and where that thing is. If that dot is hollow, like it is now, that thing is behind you. If that dot is solid, it is in front of you, or in your front 180 degrees. So that's another handy thing on how to locate stuff. Now, you can get Super Cruise. This is called Super Cruise. This is the sort of light speed travel, but not traveling between stars, traveling within the system speed. You can get a Super Cruise Assist, which basically you line it up on the thing that you go into, and it will manage your speed and direction for you, so long as you've sort of like pointed it in the right direction. Like, I want to go there. You tell it you want to go there, and it goes, all right, no worries. In the bottom left, you can see the distance to Lamarck Orbital and the speed. Those blue bars are the safe distance and speed to drop out of Super Cruise. If you're going too fast and you try to drop out of Super Cruise, you'll take damage. Most of the time, you won't even be able to drop out of Super Cruise. Your ship will literally just fly past the thing you're trying to do at an appreciable percentage of the speed of light. You can emergency drop. You can force an emergency drop, which might drop you close enough. But yeah, most of the time, what you're better off doing is keeping your speed in the blue bar on the sort of speed thing. I'm now close enough to drop. It says press J to disengage. We were 510 kilometers away, but it drops you within 8 kilometers, or 10 kilometers. So that's Lamarck Orbital. Let's turn night vision off so you can see what it looks like in regular light. Now, I don't have Super Cruise Assist, but what I do have as a pilot assist is I do have a docking computer, so I can hands off and it'll dock for me. And another famous thing is it plays classical music while you dock, normally the Blue Danube, which is a reference to Kubrick's Space Odyssey. Anyway, reference to Stanley Kubrick's Odyssey. Every Elite game I've ever played, I believe, has had this. I think even the first one. I've got to go to landing pad 40. So notice the landing pads are like all around here because this is space. Up and down has no meaning. You can park on the ceiling. There's no reason why you shouldn't park on the ceiling. It makes perfect sense. You're just wasting space if you don't use the ceiling. You can manually dock. It's not that hard, but you can manually dock. It's one of the more annoying things. I didn't have a manual docking thing for ages. And then I was like, oh man, it's so annoying having to manually dock every time. Alright, now I need to do some maintenance on my ship because I dropped out of Frameshift going way too fast. So I've taken a bit of damage. So you can see my cockpit, my ship integrity, my hull integrity. The paintwork's all scratched. I need to repair these. Oh, some structural elements, which means, yeah, internally things got damaged. Yeah, everything's a bit messed up. From dropping from light speed too fast, basically, is what happened. Oh, well, there's a repair all button. So we'll repair all of those, repair all my external modules. Even my mining lasers took a bit of damage. We'll purchase limpets. 200 limpets will do. I don't know how much cargo space I actually have.
Maximum capacity.
But that's filled my cargo hold. I don't think I gathered that much. No, the first one was on PC. The NES was a port of the PC version. Because the NES came out when I was what? Like 8? It was before we left South Africa. But yeah, the NES one is a port of the original PC one. 1984, the first Elite came out. Alright, so this is the markets. Over here on the side, you can sort of see, it'll show you other markets where that stuff is consumed by or produced by. So look, this Nanbozo B2M OTZ, I reckon that's someone's cruiser that's in this system, because this is the system I'm in, Nanobozo. Somebody's cruiser produces agronomic treatments, which cost 9,733 credits there, but you can buy it from their cruiser for 2 credits. So if you are friendly enough with the person whose cruiser that is, you can land on their cruiser, you can buy agronomic treatments for 2 credits, and then you could run over to Nanobozo Nagrishni's outpost. This symbol here means that's a planet side outpost, which means you'd actually have to land on a planet, and sell it for 12,643. I could buy it here for 9,733 and run it over there and still make like 3 grand profit per thing. Or I could buy it for 2 credits and make 12,641 credits profit off every one that I bought. That's something you can do. It'd be faster than the mining that I did, but I'm doing the mining because I'm interested in the mining. But yeah, there are all these different goods. What goods show up depend on what system you're in and what the place has. They don't have everything for sale. There are black markets. You need black market contacts to sell black markets. Things that are legal in some systems might not be legal in others. I believe slaves are legal in this system. No. There is a system near here where slaves are legal. They're just on the regular commodities list. And you can buy them. But then when you take them to another system, if the law scans you and finds you've got slaves, they'll attack you or put a bounty on your head or put a massive fine on your head. And you'll have to find a black market to sell them on. But yeah, there's all sorts of different things. But let's have a look at all the stuff we can sell. So you go into sell, and the highlighted ones are the things that you have. So I have 18 tons of gold, sold at 49,000. I made 896,000 credits. There's osmium. Like I said, 214,000 credits here. Made 2.7 million out of the osmium. Another 33,000 off praseodymium. Silver, I made 263,000. Coltan, not a lot. I only had one, so I made 6,000 off that. Gallite, made 48,000 profit. Lepidolite, the cheapest one, I only made 7 grand off that, and I had 8 of them. Uranite, didn't I have gold? Did I sell my gold? You normally get... Did I sell my gold? I must have sold my gold. Alright. Anyway. So yeah. So I'm now up to 13 million credits. So let's go to the shipyard. Alright, that's the Sidewinder. That is the first ship that you always start in. It looks like that. It's okay. It's got some stuff. It costs 32,000 credits. Now, most previous editions of me playing this game, I would try to go the combat route, and I literally never got much past the Eagle or the Cobra, the first Cobra. And they're like, you know, $400,000 or $500,000 ships. Now I am somewhere between the Asp Explorer at 6 million credits and the Crate Mark II at 45 million credits. My Type 7 cost me 17 million credits. Other players can hunt you down as well as NPCs will hunt you down. There are NPC bounty hunters. The law will also hunt you if they scan you, because they will scan you and see there's a warrant for your arrest or dead or alive. And yes, other players can also scan you. There's a thing called a kill warrant scanner. So normally when you scan a ship, if you don't have a kill warrant scanner, it only tells you whether that person is wanted in the system you're currently in. If you have a kill warrant scanner, it'll tell you whether that person is wanted in any surrounding systems as well. So you can kill them in this system and then go to the system where they were wanted and collect your bounty there. Now, an Asp Explorer is more of an explorer. I'm going to buy a second ship. Store my current... What do you mean ship purchase is unavailable? I don't want to move my cargo. Can't I store my cargo? I mean, I've got a ship that's been stored. Ah, alright. So I've got all these limpets that I just bought. And I think I now have to take a loss because I now have to sell all the limpets. I'm not sure. Maybe limpets do just cost 100. Yeah, I think they do just cost 100, so I don't think I took a loss there. Alright, but yeah, I couldn't buy that ship because I can't transfer all the limpets I currently had to the new ship. But yeah, we're going to buy a Vulture. I've never had a Vulture before. I don't know what it's like. I'm going to store my current ship, which means I can always come back to my Type 7 at a later date. And I can purchase this outright for 925,615 credits. The game will take a while to load, and then I will eventually be probably on a different dock as well, because I think they're different size ships. So, you know, there's small, medium, and large docks. If your ship takes up a certain amount of space, you have to go to the dock that size. And then there are, of course, super carriers like super cruisers that can't dock. They are themselves big enough to dock. Go back into Starport Services, and we'll go to Outfitting, because we're going to have to kit this thing out. And so this is my new ship. That's what it looks like. It's only got 2 hard points, but they are class 3. That's a big hard point. All right. Shield generator is only 5E. And I've got a bit of that. And I've got a Super Cruise Assist, Docking Assist, and a Planetary Approach System. I'm definitely going to want a better shield system. So this is optional internal. Shields are optional. You don't have to have one. This is a class 5 slot, which is sort of its size. And then there's the E, is how good the thing in there. So a 5E shield. E is the worst rank of anything in a slot. And these are all the things I can put in a 5 slot. I can put AFMS, which is in-flight repair systems. Otherwise, you have to dock at a station to repair. I can put cargo racks in there. I can put collector limpets. You saw me use collector limpets. Frameshift drive interdictors. So that's if someone else is cruising along at super cruise speed, you can use an interdictor to force them out of super cruise speed. Once again, good if you're chasing down a bounty and you find him and then he goes to super cruise. You can't shoot at him in super cruise because if you pulled out your guns would be ripped off due to the speeds that you're traveling at. But you can force him to drop to sublight speeds with an interdictor. Flight assists, those are basically like the super cruise, the docking computer, and the planetary landing systems. Fuel scoops, scooping up fuel off star fuel tanks. You can get bigger or smaller ones. Fuel transfer limpets taking fuel from your ship and giving it, or your cargo, and giving it to another ship. Very important if you're a fuel rat. Hatchbreaker limpets. You can steal cargo from another ship without destroying that ship, because if you destroy that ship, most of the cargo gets destroyed. But if you get them to surrender, you can just use a hatchbreaker limpet, which will literally just like rip their cargo hatch off, and all their cargo will float into space, and then you get the whole lot. Because you haven't killed the ship, you've literally just opened their cargo hold to space. That's it. You can reinforce your hull, you can reinforce individual modules. So like I can have a shield generator, and then I can reinforce that shield generator by making it stronger, so that if someone does manage to shoot my shield generator, it takes less damage because it's reinforced. Now, multi-limpet controllers. So a mining multi-limpet controller is what I've got. So it lets me use both prospector limpets and collector limpets from a single module. So rather than taking up 2 slots in my ship, it only takes up a single slot in my ship. There's also rescue limpets. So they are fuel transfer, hatchbreaker, and repair limpets. That controller can do all 3 of those. Operation limpets are collector, recon, and hatchbreaker limpets. And yeah, those are the different kind of multi ones. So yes, passenger cabins, if you want to be a taxi, that's a viable thing. Planetary vehicle hangars, you need one of these if you want to land on a planet and rove around in a rover. You can buy different rovers for the planetary vehicle hangar as well, but there's only like 3 of them or something. Prospecting limpets, you've seen me use those. I don't know what recon limpets do. To hack into data points. Oh. So you can get more information about stations and ships by scanning them, but there's a limited amount because everything, of course, has like a firewall. So a recon limpet is basically your hacking limpet. It's designed to break past firewall. Refineries, you've seen I've got a refinery. So the worst refinery, for example, the 1E refinery only has 1 bin. So if you're harvesting, like I was harvesting indite, gallite, bertrandinite, samarium, osmium, gold, silver, gallite. Yeah, if you've only got 1 bin, every time you come across a different resource, you would have to empty your bin to allow the new resource to get into that bin and start counting up to 100%, which would be like a full ton of that cargo. But if you've got a big enough refinery, like the 4A has 10 bins. I think I've got a 3A at 8 bins is what I'm currently using. Right. Repair limpets, so you can repair other ships by shooting repair limpets onto them, and that'll repair hull and systems. Shield banks. So a shield bank is like a reserve amount of shield power, which you can use to recharge your shields. But you need a base shield generator to use a shield bank. And then surface scanners let you scan the surface of planets from space. That's quite complex. I probably won't be demonstrating that. But yeah, we definitely want a bigger shield generator, and we can fit a Type 5 shield. We can only afford a 5B, and that would use 1.7 million. Let's take it, because I want that. Now, we have gone way over our power draw. We only have 10.4 megawatts of power, and we're currently using 10.76 with our weapons deployed. So we're going to have to also buy... Oops. We're going to have to go into our non-optional internal and change our power plant. So class 4 is our power plant. We can't get bigger than a class 4. So I'm going to want to buy a 4A if I can afford it, and I can. That's 1.4 million gone. But now we produce 15.6 megawatts, and so our 10.6 megawatt total draw is well within range. The next thing I want to do is change my power distributor, because I want to be able to fire for longer. So I'm also going to go for a 5A. Can I afford a 5A? I can. At 1.2 million. What else am I going to want? Life support, frameshift drive, not so important. Thrusters, I do want better thrusters because we're going to be going into combat. I don't think I can afford 5A thrusters. I can afford 5 Bs at 1.7. We'll buy 5 Bs. Alright, now weaponry, because I don't have any good weapons. Now these are... I've got class 1F pulse lasers, but this is a class 3 slot. So let's see what we can have. So, beam lasers, burst lasers, cannons, fragment cannons, mines, mining tools, missiles, multi-cannons, plasma accelerators, pulse lasers, railguns, or torpedoes. This is not everything that is available. This is just what is available at this station. Other stations will have more stuff available. I'm personally a fan of pulse lasers. Beam lasers are pretty crazy, but they tend to drain your ship very, very fast. So what I'm going to look for is sort of a 3-something gimbaled. So these symbols here in the bottom right of the actual laser that I'm looking at, the little person with the I'm talking thing supports multi-crew. So you can have more than one person on your ship if your ship has more than one seat. That can be another player or an AI pilot. The next symbol, the symbol next to that, means that this is a turret rather than just a like front-facing gun. So it can shoot in all directions except like through the ship, obviously. It can shoot in any direction that's available to it from where it is mounted on the ship. And someone can sit in the gunner seat of that gun and shoot it where they want to, where they can see. If you've seen, it's like a Star Trek staple in the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, but I don't want that. What I want is, so there are a couple of different ones. So the just basic target symbol is fixed. That thing fires forwards. It fires where your ship is facing, and that's it. But the one with the little atom-looking thing is gimbaled. Now that means it will actually track the ship in front of you and turn to face that ship to try and shoot it. So we're going to go with the biggest ones we can afford, which are 3E pulse lasers that are gimbaled. We're going to buy and equip 2 of them. Where was I? Pulse. Oh, I've accidentally been storing the old modules. I want to sell them. You get nothing for the modules that come with your ship. So if you sell any modules that came on your ship, they're worth 0. But any module you then buy... Oh, look at how much bigger that was. That was substantially larger. Alright, stored modules. What have I got? I've got 1 hard point. I want to get rid of this. Sell that. I mean, I'm getting 0 for it. I could just leave them there, but... yeah. We'll just leave them there, whatever. They go away when you sell the ship, so... Alright, we now have a ship that is reasonably kitted out. But now, we need to set up our fire groups. So that is what things are assigned to what buttons when I want to shoot. So I want both lasers. I can have a fire group where I only shoot 1 laser. That's good for preserving power. I really want that, and I want my comp scanner on 2. Is it my comp scanner or is it my data link scanner? Let's just put them both on 2 and have them all work at once. That'll use a lot of power when I'm trying to scan things while fighting. But that's fine. We can deal with that. You can see my inventory. Yeah, it's still showing my previous refinery just because it does that. It eventually goes away. These are all materials, so these are different. I've collected these over time. You do by harvesting asteroids. Sometimes they're dropped by ships. There are actually things that you can construct on board your ship. So a frameshift drive injector will just give you the power to frameshift drive without waiting for your frameshift drive to actually recharge. You can get different kinds of munitions. You can create subsurface displacement munitions. That's for that subsurface mining. You can make limpets on the fly. I have enough materials to make 17 limpets. If I need a limpet desperately and I don't have any limpets, I could make some limpets while in space using a basic manufacturing thing. And I don't have any cabins, so I've got no people in cabins because I don't have any cabins. But yeah, super, super complex. All right, let's go into the mission board. Oh, there are community goals at the moment. Oh, no, there's no community. Oh, yes, there is. Cult Megaship, Ryman Market, Papontia. I have no idea where that system is. I don't really want to go to it. So far, they've earned 9.5 billion credits on this community goal and 20.6 billion credits on that one. 2,340 people have contributed, which means that when this community goal is finished in 3 days, 21 hours, everyone will get 2,340th of this 20 billion credits. So you can do community stuff. I participated once. I made millions of credits for the first time ever in this game by doing that. But we will just go to the basic mission board. We'll stay with the people I'm friendly with. We'll go to basic combat operations. Let's base that on reputation. Wait. Show reputation. No, not reputation. Base it on... Oh, let's just go all choices and see. So yeah, these ones that are worth hundreds of thousands, that's going to be well beyond my skill. I'm looking for something in like the tens of thousands. And apparently I don't have any. That's not what I would have thought at all. Known terrorist Keir Turner. Why are they all so expensive? It's probably just because I've got so much influence with the faction. Let's see if anyone's got any cheaper ones. No, they're all really high. Maybe because of the ship I'm in, they know what I can deal with, and so they only give me targets within that range. Alright, let's take the cheapest one we can find. Because that will hopefully be the easiest one. Wet work. Oh no, it still sorts them by that as well. Crimson Transport Independent Ships. Seek and destroy 8 ships. Find your targets in the conflict zones of the Nanobozo system. That's this system. Collect your reward here. I can choose any of these 3 reward options. One is just a crap load of financial gain as well as some influence gain. One is biotech conductors. I have no idea what that does. And the other one is just reputation and a bit of cash. Alright, we'll see if I die. If I die, I die. I've got enough money to replace this ship via insurance, and I've always got my mining ship still sitting here that I can always come back to and gather more money. So we'll take this. With a faction or super failing or abandoning, blah blah blah, missions are tracked in real time will count down while you're inactive. You must have an adequate inventory space to receive mission rewards. Okay, yes, that's all fine. Right. So now I have to go looking conflict zones of the Nanobozo system. So, conflict zones. There's only one conflict zone I know of, and that's that one. Pretty sure this is currently a conflict zone. Isn't that why it's got the thing on it? Doop doobie doo boo. I don't really know. Let's go there and find out. I think that's what that means. Otherwise I might have to Google how to do this. Alright, launching this ship for the first time. Since it is going to auto-launch anyway. Might as well use the free camera to watch that happen. Yeah, there's an in and an out. So the green light means you're going the right way. The red light means you're going on the wrong side. So you don't want to be going in on the out one because you'll have a head-on collision with someone. Pretty cool looking ship. Alright, auto launch is complete. Let's move everything to engine so I can go as fast as I can and find out how fast that is. Afterburner gets me up to 370 odd kilometers an hour. I want to get out of the no fire zone.
Clear of the station. We hope to see you again, Commander.
The scan will almost certainly be the system police because I am... Yeah. You can outrun scans. If a ship's trying to scan you and you're just too fast, they won't be able to complete their scan. So if you're trying to run contraband, if you've got a fast enough ship, you can just run away. I think we've left the no fire zone, so let's go back outside my ship and see if I can deploy hard points. So there's my guns, and then I can put them away again. Alright, so let's align with the escape vector from this sublight area and engage my frameshift drive, which will charge up, and then count down. So now we're at super cruise and we are pointing in the right direction, so I can... If I can find this damn thing. There it is. Use Super Cruise Assist. That means I can hands off. It will manage my speed and direction for me. And because this is a planet, when I get close enough, it'll put me in orbit. And it'll just orbit the planet until I do something. Now I don't... Again, I'm not 100% on who I'm supposed to be trying to kill or how. Crimson Transport Industries. So I think I basically have to find ships that are associated with Nanobozo Crimson Transport Industries and kill them. Which means that I'm probably basically just going to have to hang around this planet. Also on the planet is the distance to the planet at the moment underneath Nanobozo A5A. I'm currently 1,000-ish light seconds away. And the countdown timer is how long it'll take me to get there at my current speed. Again, that speed will sort of get to about 7, and then your ship will just automatically start to slow down. Because it's like, all right, you're going to get there. You don't need to be traveling that fast anymore. All right. So all there is so far that I can see is a system authority vessel. So I don't know whether I need to drop into sublight. Or I'm just supposed to hang around near to the star and wait until someone comes in. Yeah, so there's the planet slowly coming up out of the astronomical distances. Alright, I'm going to take control. Unidentified signal source. What is that? Convoy dispersal pattern, threat 3. That means that's some convoy of some description. Those are all things on the planet. Conflict zone, low intensity. Let's go to that. That sounds promising. Is that within the planet's atmosphere? It's telling me to slow down because I'm being assaulted by the planet's gravity at the speed that I was going at. No, so that's outside of the planet's atmosphere. That's the planetary landing suite that's just come up. I've gotten low enough that I've started to skim the planet's atmosphere. So I need to go high enough again to go around the planet if I want to reach this conflict zone. And I'm skimming the atmosphere again. Screw it, we'll go across the top of the atmosphere to get there. I'm still sinking into the atmosphere. Dagnabbit. Okay, there we go. Now we're out of the atmosphere. Have I gone right past this thing now? I have, haven't I? Oh, God. What's that? Low intensity FSD wake. Alright, we're pretty close. There we go. Now I can safely drop in this conflict zone. I don't know what this is going to do. Warning, entering conflict zone. Excellent! Let's get our hard points out. Change modes to combat mode from thingy mode. I cannot see a damn thing, so let's also engage night vision. There doesn't appear to be anything in the system. Oh, there's some contacts. What do we got? Federal Navy ship. Federal Navy ship. Federal Navy ship. System Defense Force. Rank Expert, Dangerous, Master, Master, Elite, Dangerous. Oh man, there's a lot of ships here. I don't think any of this is what I'm looking for. Asp Scout. That's probably the weakest thing they've got. Where's he? Lawless. Progressive Party of... No, that's a Progressive Party ship. Federal Navy ship. Competent, Lawless, Progressive Party of... I'm looking for Crimson... something? Oh, there we go. I can kill that guy. If I can get close enough. Alright, now I want weapons and engines. Actually, let's go with a balanced. Alright, this guy's going to be pissed at me now because now I'm shooting at him. Alright. That's my lasers exhausted. Oh, now someone else is shooting at me. I'm probably going to die in this. This is like beyond my skill. This guy's shields are recharging and I'm doing like minimal damage. Because I've only got lasers. I haven't got any kinetic weaponry. So... energy weapons do a lot of damage to shields and very little damage to hulls. But I'm doing something, and because I'm helping, so long as you're helping... Oh, look, I can scan him. Oh, but I have to be in the analysis mode to scan him. So long as I am helping, crashing into him as well, apparently, it will still count towards... any bounties. Oh man, he's maneuverable. Where did he go? Oh, he's turning hard. There, I got him. He's coming right at me. My shields are 82%. I'm gonna put a little bit more power into weapons. Shields are back up. And his shields are back down. And I think he's dead. 0%. I think he's taken enough damage to die now. Oh no, that's just his shields. His hull is at 15, 14% and falling. 12. 10. See the percentage because of the way the what's his face shifts. 1%. Come on, die. Got him.
Target destroyed.
All right.
Well done, Commander.
That guy is also, yep, someone I want to kill. So I will get individual combat bounties for attacking people that are, you know, against any particular faction. And then in addition to that, if I finish my actual combat mission, I will get a reward if I go to that station. I think that guy just launched chaff. So chaff fools your gimbaled weapons. So any weapons you've got that are on gimbals will struggle to get a lock. Oh, there we go. Got him. He was a bit easier. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, handy to have a mute button when that happens. Alright, now this guy is elite, which means if he turns on me, I'm gonna be in deep trouble. I know this ship. This ship is way stronger than mine. But luckily, it's not just me fighting this guy. There's a whole bunch of us shooting this dude. What was that? Oh, ejected heatsink. So for missiles, you can drop... Oh no, heatsinks are good for hiding. Oh man, look at his shields recharge. He's got so much equipment. And he is shooting me and I'm taking a lot of damage. I've got to run. And I'm going to crank all my power into my engines and systems, which will recharge my shields faster. But mean my weapons will have no charge, so I'll put a little bit back into weapons. And I'll try and swing around and just drop the occasional few laser bolts into this guy. Oh, here he comes again. So yeah, he's trying to get a bead on me and I'm trying to sort of avoid letting him get me directly in his sights. If he's busy fighting someone else, that's cool, because then my shields can recharge.
Shields offline.
I'm not even close enough to do any damage. And I've got like no power in my lasers. So I'm trying to get my shields to recharge again. Yeah, because I'm like the primary person actually doing damage to this guy, he's focusing me. Ugh. And I just do not have the shields to deal with someone of that caliber. Probably shouldn't have taken him on, but I'm kind of hoping that the other ships here will help me take him out. Lasers all out. No, let's go like that. A little bit more. There he is. So yeah, as I said, pitch and roll, far more important. You want to roll so that you can either pitch up or down to get your target in, because otherwise you'll struggle. Trying to yaw, like look how slow that yaw is. Whereas if I just turn, I can very quickly rotate to bring that guy into view. This is a long fight. Yep, I don't want it to be in his view for very long. Let's change targets. Who's this guy? He's in an anaconda. We might be able to kill an anaconda. We've got a better chance of killing this than we do that other thing. But even this, highly unlikely. Whoa! Oh yeah, he's targeted me again. So I will massively accelerate past him. Spin. Try to then bring him back into my sights. Oh no, he's coming right for me. My shields are holding okay. Ah, he's launched chaff. I can't get a lock on him. My shields are nearly down. I've only got 8%. I'm going to slam everything I've got into my systems rather than my weapons and engines so that I can recover some shields. Right, I've sort of gone out of his range, so he's not targeting me anymore. Oh, yes, he is. Oh no, my shields are offline and they're extremely slow to recharge. I'm going to die. No, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. I'm dead. So yeah, those guys were mostly too much for me to take. Even with that awesome ship. So the rescue rangers are the guys that come out and pick up your escape pod. No cargo lost. I lost a fair bit of cartographic data. It was just me on board. It's going to cost me $564,601 in insurance to replace my ship. Or I could start in a free $30,000 Sidewinder. Let's rebuy the ship. I think you can choose to rebuy the ship without certain things. But yeah, I want everything. I could also just redeploy to Lamarck Orbital and get back in my what's-his-face ship. My thingy ship. There's financial support. If you don't have enough money, you can do things like sell your stored ships, sell your modules, or get a loan. But no, we will rebuy our ship with all its stuff and redeploy. So yeah, taking on those guys, some of them were just a little bit too high of a level for me. They were in ships way, way above and beyond mine. But that being said, I'm still getting some money for the guys that I helped kill. I have not finished my contract yet. Destroy 8. I've killed 2 so far, or assisted in killing 2. So I can always go back there and do it again. And I will, because what else am I going to do? So around this planet, Nanobozo 5A. Oh wait, I already had it targeted. There is a conflict zone, and I will just head to that conflict zone again. And this time, maybe try to only take on ships that are within my sort of equipment level, a similar sort of equipment level.
Landing restraints lifted. Moderate speed on exit.
Progressive Party of Nanabozo reputation change. It's been raised to cordial. Excellent. So they are pleased with me because of I'm helping them with this mission. If you if you use auto dock, which is auto launch and auto dock, you'll often have to wait in a queue if something big is entering or exiting, because some of the really big ships take up the entire slot. So you can't just get behind the ship that's currently leaving. You can override that at any time by just canceling auto launch and then just like ride in that dude's tail, like right behind him if you want to. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. Within the no-fire zone of a station, there is normally a 100 km/h speed limit, so going over that, you are speeding. You very rarely actually get fined for speeding, but you can. Especially if you breach the 100 km/h inside of the dock. They often get really upset and they'll do you for speeding.
Clear of station perimeter. Be careful out there, Commander.
Frameshift drive.
But a lot of the time you'll be fine.
4, 3, 2.
There are a lot of other fines. There's like, if you haven't requested permission to dock and you enter the docking area, it will, what's-his-face you. You'll get in a lot of trouble for that. Where is it? There it is. Super Cruise Assist and Orbit. Because that way I don't have to aim. I don't have to manually adjust the ship by little tiny bits at light speed to line up on the planet I'm trying to get to. What else can you get fines for? Oh, firing your weapons within a no-fire zone. You will get a fine for the first infraction. If you actually shoot something, you'll basically just get attacked by the system police immediately. And then if your ship is destroyed, you can once again redeploy with insurance, etc., etc. But then you will still have a bounty on your head from the police. And even though you're docked at a station, if you try to leave that station, the police will immediately attack you unless you pay your bounty before you leave that station. You can back yourself into a monetary, no-win situation. I've got to basically restart my game corner. You can be in, you don't have any money left, you've got to take the free Sidewinder, and you've got several $1 million worth of bounty on your head, and you're in the only system you can redeploy at is a highly policed system, so every time you try to leave the station, you get shot at. But you can't make any money unless you leave the station, and you haven't got any money, and you haven't got a decent enough ship to survive all the police, and you can get yourself in a, alright, this particular captain cannot progress. They have gone as far as they can possibly go. They will never go any further. They are dead. It's a thing. Yeah, that can happen in most of these space trader games, because that's the whole point. It's like, how did your career go? And at some point, your career might end. You can get yourself into a position where there's just nothing you can do. Hopefully it doesn't happen. You try to avoid having it happen, but you can absolutely get into a position where your career ends. Alright, so I want to turn Super Cruise off so I can slow down. How do you turn Super Cruise off? There's a way to just deactivate Super Cruise. Like that. Because I want to find that conflict zone again. Is that it? No, it's an unidentified single source. Ceremonial comms. There, that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to super cruise to that manually. So your ship adjusts relative speed according to what you have targeted. So because I've got this conflict zone targeted, it decides how fast I need to be going according to how far away that thing is from me. If it was like, you know, light years away from me, it would just keep accelerating and accelerating and accelerating. But because it is now 8 point whatever million meters away, yeah, the Super Cruise, it's kind of working like the time multiplier used to work in most of these games, but that's not what it is. You're actually traveling at a percentage of the speed of light. Whereas in those other games, it was a time multiplier. This is, it actually multiplies your speed. So, I mean, you can see I'm moving currently at 136 kilometers a second. Whereas when I drop into the conflict zone, I'm only moving at 200 kilometers per hour. So yeah, that's how that works. Alright, no contacts in range. Deadly, so that's not the guy I want to take on. Oh, and that's the guys that are friendly to me anyway. So that is, but that guy is dangerous. And is an ASP scout. That I can probably take on. So let's deploy hard points. Try to get to that guy before he blows up so I can say I'm helping and it'll count towards my mission bounty. Let's put one more into weapons. Alright, so now he's red because now I've attacked them. And so basically everyone that's not the guy, not with the guy I'm attacking, immediately goes green. Because now I'm friends with everyone who's not on that team. So if I finish this mission now without dying, I'm technically still making money. Because of the combat vouchers. So basically, for everyone that I kill, I get a combat voucher. Some money just for killing one of their enemies. Oh man, I'm getting nailed here though. I don't know who's shooting at me, but it's hurting. I need to make a run for it so I can get some distance. Try to recharge my shields a little bit. Yeah, see, I don't have any electronic countermeasures or chaff or anything. So I have very little defense. I'm basically relying on the fact that I've got a very high quality shield. Lasers are great at knocking down shields. AIs can take your shields, but you get credit so long as you assisted in the destruction of the ship. You don't have to get the last hit. There's no kill stealing in Elite Dangerous. I mean, there is. Someone else can take the last hit, but you get credit so long as you assisted in the destruction of the vehicle, of the ship. Vehicle makes it sound like a Ford Fiesta. I think I I can put a little bit more into weapons now. Yes, everyone in this combat zone is AI. I am playing on basically a solo version of the game, which means there are no other players in my system. Because I started this stream off mining, I didn't want to have to deal with player pirates, because player pirates are a lot more common than AI pirates. Players that follow mining ships to destroy them, very common. Got him. Woohoo. Alright. Oh, and that dude has dropped a bunch of cargo. Stuff. So that's materials, hybrid capacitors, focus crystals, electrochemical arrays. Now I could sit around here and try and collect those. Let's collect one, just to show you how that's done manually. So I can cargo scoop. I've got that targeted. Let's put my guns away. In the bottom left, right. Bottom left, right-ish. It shows you what I've got targeted. It's 1 point however many kilometers away, so let's accelerate towards it. That noise means you're going too fast. You had a Ford Fiesta. Wasn't your old car a Ford Fiesta way back in the day? Ford Fiesta with all the trimmings? Right. Oh, Corolla, that's what it was. Toyota Corolla. Alright. And bam. And that is how you pick up things in space manually without limpet drones. But screw that, because that takes way too long. So let's get back to the fight and see if we can find somebody. Eagle. Eagle's not a very high ship. He looks like he was trying to run from the battle. Yeah, he's at 27%. Oh, he's trying to frameshift jump. So I've got to kill him before he can jump out. No, I've got to catch him. He's going so fast. Ah, he jumped out. Alright, so I didn't get that guy because he managed to jump away. Let's see what else there is. Competent. A Viper Mark III. That's also not a very powerful ship. We can take that on. 7.41 kilometers away. We'll have to get closer to do that. If I can even get close enough before they blow them up. Sometimes one side will actually win the day. And like the area, yeah, see, he's trying to jump away as well. I might not get close enough before he jumps. Nine, 8, 4. I don't have enough power in my damn lasers. He's getting away. I don't have an interdictor to slow him down. And at this range, my lasers aren't accurate enough. 2%. %. Got him. Woohoo! And he dropped a bunch of cargo as well. But I got so far away from the conflict zone chasing that guy, there's no other targets on my radar. So now I have to run all the way back. let's just check our contracts. I've got 4 of 8 confirmed kills. So I need to participate in 4 more kills. What's that? It's a python. They're pretty weak. I could kill that. So it's all about basically not getting into combat with the worst ships that are beyond your thing. Yeah, there are so many different types of weapons. Railguns are both kinetic and energy weapons. There are plasma weapons. There are... this is a pulse laser. You can get beams. You can get... what's the other one? So this thing like rapid fires like this. There's another one that kind of looks like a beam laser, but it actually is rapid firing. It's just rapid firing at a rate so fast that it's hard to see. Yeah, railguns, missiles, torpedoes, mines, all sorts of things. There are a ton of different guns. There are thermal lancers. Can't really think what else there is. But there are other things. Got him. Cool. Let's find something else. Deadly in an Alliance Challenger. I don't even know what that is. We'll take that on. Maybe I'll die. Maybe I won't. You don't collide that often, but you can collide. If you do it at great speed, it can be extremely damaging. If you do it while going slowly, it's normally okay. Oh, an Alliance Challenger? No, that's the one that killed me last time. I want to get away so that that guy forgets about me. And then try to... and then try to pick another ship. Because that guy's beyond my skill. Okay, I think he's forgotten about me. What's that? Asp Explorer, that's one I can take on. We'll go for that guy. Rebalance my power again, put a little bit extra into weapons. No, you do if you've got fixed weaponry. But because I have gimbaled weaponry, the AI in the ship takes care of that for me. Right, I'm being shot at a lot again. I'm gonna die if I hang around here. I mean, I'm doing a lot of damage to this guy, but these dudes are trying to kill me. That's my shields. There's an incoming missile. I have no way of avoiding that. Oh, I'm gonna die. Run, run. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna point away from the planet, recharge my systems and engines. I'm gonna frameshift drive, and I'm gonna go back to the dock and repair, because that's cheaper than losing my whole ship. Why am I looking at the side of my... Oh, because I'm currently looking at my thing. Whew. Yeah, that was not good. No, you can't direct your shields front and forwards. All you can do is move power between your systems, your engines, and your weapons. So, for example, if I want my shields to recharge faster, I put more power into systems. If I want to be able to fly faster and maneuver better, you put more power into engines. And if you want your weapons to recharge faster, you put more power into weapons. So what I might do is I might sell one of these lasers, buy a kinetic cannon. That way when I de-laser someone, I can switch to the alternate weapon and actually do some decent hull damage. Because at the moment I'm just struggling to do enough hull damage when I've got someone's shields down. Because I'm basically trying to hurt metal with light, as opposed to trying to hurt metal with metal. Hitting metal with a hammer does a lot more than shooting a laser pointer at it. How long have I been going now? Oh, 3-hour stream, jeez. We should call it a day soon anyway, because it's pretty late, I think. I don't know what time it is, but yeah. Yes. You can absolutely lose component damage. So, for example, the health on my thrusters are currently at 9%. I very nearly lost the ability to move because I was being shot from behind. So yeah, someone can take out your shield generator and you can never regenerate your shields. Your shields are just gone forever. They can take out your scanners, they can take out your weapons. Where you physically get hit on your ship makes a difference. What your hull composition is. Like, I haven't bought a good alloy. I can afford to buy a good alloy for my hull. And maybe I will. I'll buy a good alloy for my hull. That way I'll be able to take more hull damage before it starts actually damaging critical components. You can repair in space if you have the module for repairing in space. Otherwise, you need to return to a dock where they will repair you. They will assist you with your repairs. So see, if you look now, I'm currently traveling at 0.6, 0.5 C. C is the speed of light. So I'm traveling at 0.33, 30% the speed of light at the moment. That's how the speeds work in this game. As at Super Cruise, it is, yeah, below 0.1 C, it calculates it in millions of meters, but above 0.1 C, it calculates it in relative to the speed of light. And I've seen it go up to like 50 times the speed of light. I don't know whether any of the cruisers, like the cruisers that can't even dock, have guns. And I'm not sure, to be honest, because I haven't seen all the ships that there are. I think there is a way to see all the ships that there are. We'll check. Lamarck Orbital has a shipyard. So we'll see. I think there's a way within any shipyard to just see all the ships, even if it's not available at that dock.
Request approved. Cleared for landing on pod 01. You are approved for
Alright, auto dock. Yeah, so amusingly, if you're auto docking, you can't speed. Even though your auto dock will travel at 300 kilometers an hour within the no-fly zone, your auto dock can't be fined for speeding because it is assumed safe, because it queues and it knows where all the other ships are and everything. So yeah, you never get in trouble for using auto dock if your auto dock speeds. Landing pad 1. That's awesome.
Landing gear deployed.
Never get landing pad 1. I have also been to a system and there were just no landing pads available. It was so busy at the time there weren't any. Alright, let's have a look at how much damage we really took there. We've got advanced maintenance. So just hull integrity didn't actually... Oh no. The ship integrity, so that's like your frame, didn't take much damage. But the hull integrity got down to 36%. Although it barely scratched the paint, so that's interesting. Internally, my thrusters took a lot of damage. 15 grand worth of damage. Nothing else did, though. And externally, my weapons took a bit of damage each. Very little. Almost no money. Right. Okay, let's go to the shipyard. Go to purchase ships. Go to all manufacturers. Oh, no. It still only shows you the ships that are available here. So the most expensive and largest ship available here, I'm pretty sure, is the Anaconda. Oh, no, it does. Here we go. This vendor does not currently stock this ship. So let's see. At the Imperial Cutter coming in at 208 million. That's probably the biggest guns. Yeah, 4 medium hard points, 2 large hard points, and 1 huge hard point. Most of its core internals are 8.7 with 1.6 for the fuel tank, so it doesn't have a very big fuel range. And its optionals, wow, that's a big lot of optionals. Yeah, so the Federal Corvette. Federal Corvette, also possibly bigger guns. 2 huge, 1 large, 2 medium, and 2 small. Similar sort of internal and external mounts. It's optional internals. There's no 8 optional internals. You can get a fighter bay for ships over a certain size, which allows you to launch small fighters. The Corvette is capable of that, and you can fit as many as yourself plus 3 other crew on that ship. Type 10 Defender. Yeah, that's sort of a converted cargo ship. While they can they can help the fighters, so they can take direct control of the fighters, or they can, because the fighters are like remote drones, or they can use any turreted weapons. They can sit in turreted weapons, or they can just do other things like help you fly by like launching chaff at the right time, or launching electronic countermeasures, or heat sink. So if you've got a missile that's following you via your heat signature rather than your electronic signature, your ship can actually dump like 50%, 80% of its heat into a heat sink and then just launch that heat sink off to the side into space, and any missile following just your heat signature would then see your ship's heat signature go down and that heat sink signature go up, and would just follow the heat sink. So that's a cool countermeasure that's different to chaff. This is what I'm after. I want to get to this ship, the Type 9 Heavy, because after the Type 7, it's basically the next good... Because that's what I've got. I've got a Type 7. The Type 9 is the next big cargo ship with much bigger possible cargo capacity. Cargo capacity must be nearly 1,000 tons, whereas the Type 7's, like maximum possible, the Type 7's is about 300 maximum. But yeah, Federal Corvette, pretty crazy. Type 10 Defender, not bad. Not bad. Doesn't have any huge mounts, but it's got 4 large. Yeah, Type 9 Heavy, Crate Phantom. Yeah, but these here, the Federal Corvette you can buy, but the Imperial Cutter, you actually have to join the Imperial Navy and have an Imperial Navy rank. Requires a rank of Duke or higher to buy the Imperial Cutter. So yeah, Imperial Clipper, also nice. And I believe there are also secret ships. So there are ships that you can basically get in good with a faction, and then if you're at that faction's shipyard, you will actually see something for sale that isn't regularly on the list. Alright, so let's swap out one of these lasers for something kinetic. So we go to our hard points, and let's get rid of this pulse laser. We'll sell it straight away. Let's see. Cannon. So a fragment cannon is like a space shotgun. A regular cannon is like a minigun. Mines are mines. Missiles. Missiles would be good, but yeah, they can be expensive. Multi-cannons is like a multiple. So a cannon is like a machine gun, and a multi-cannon is a Gatling gun or a minigun, because it's got rotating barrels so that it can fire faster. Plasma accelerators. I don't know exactly what they are, but they're both energy and kinetic, because they're shooting superheated balls of plasma, which is more like a... It's like shooting really hot chunks of hydrogen or helium at someone. It's got mass, because it's not just light, but it doesn't have a lot of mass, but accelerated to the speeds that it is, even being hit by a helium atom or a hydrogen atom, is still going to do some damage. So they're both kinetic and energy. Yeah, most of the just light cannons are thermal, and railguns are the same, because they are a kinetic particle like tungsten or whatever that is accelerated to such a ridiculous speed that it heats up. And then torpedoes, which are like dumbfire missiles. They don't chase things. But I reckon I'm going to go with a multi-cannon. 3C is the best I can afford. That's very expensive. Looks cool. Alright, now I need to change my fire groups again because my weapons have changed. It's still showing... Oh no, that's just the power settings. Alright, fire groups. Right, I want... Let's turn all these scanners off. So the multi-cannon is my secondary fire, my pulse laser is my primary fire. This thing, while pretty good, only has 2 frickin' places to fire weapons from. It's only got 2 hard mounts, which is really weird. Oh well, can't win them all. Alright, is there a way I can find conflict zones? Conflict zone, low intensity. Let's go to that. What a lodge. So yeah, we'll try to finish this mission and then call it a day. Yeah, like the amount of time I'm spending on this mission, and I'm gonna get 500,000. Maybe like 750,000, including combat vouchers for this. Whereas I can spend an hour and a half mining, which is very similar time-wise, and make millions. But that is dependent on where I am and the quality of the stuff that I'm mining. So if I wasn't in a system where I found something I can exploit, specifically speaking, the fact that osmium sells for 5 times in this system than it does anywhere else, the rewards would not be as good. And it might be more worth going with combat rather than mining. But trade can still be lucrative.
Scan detected.
Like, you can find the right things in trade. Trading missions
Clear station perimeter. Be careful.
are low risk. They don't take that long if you can find a good route. You can find really long routes that are sometimes absolutely massive. But you can also find really short routes where your profit margin is like medium. And it's like, yeah, alright, let's do that. Oh, I'm going way too fast. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Right, there we go. Yes, you do need ammo, but your first load comes with ammo. The first time you buy a weapon, it always comes fully stocked. I don't know whether you can buy extra ammo, just keep in your cargo hold. It would be nice. I should look into that. Alright, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're dropping into the zone any minute now. Alright. Let's move at a reasonable speed. I want more power to my weapons and my systems than I do my... no, let's just go with balanced. We'll go with balanced. We'll be fine. Deploy my hard points. Yeah, so the multi-cannon has 2,100 rounds, but it only has 90 rounds in each clip. Alright, it's a Federal Navy ship. It's dangerous. That's a friend. There's a friend. Defense force. That's a Viper. I don't want to take that on at all. I think that's an Anaconda. I don't want to take that on. What's that? A Python. Python is not too bad. I think I could take a Python. Yeah, so the cannons do have a lead indicator. That circle, that's the lead indicator. Launch chaff, that's why my targeting indicators are going everywhere. They can't get a lock. Alright, there we go. Now I'm firing. Using my laser to take your shields down, hopefully. Ah, he's just used a heat sink. I lost him completely. And now he's used chaff again. So I can't get a lock. I've got a lock, and there's someone shooting at me. Better keep an eye on my shield. I'm not taking too much damage. He's just used the shield charge, so his shields are rapidly recharging. And then he's used chaff again. I think I might be wrong. I think this might be a ship that's out of my league. Hopefully I won't die again. We'll see. You want to be careful when other ships cross your firing path, because you can absolutely accidentally shoot a friend and they will get pissed. So you don't want to do that. If at all possible, you want to avoid that. Ah, he's launched chaff again. Okay. Is he trying to shoot me? I think he's trying to shoot me. Alright, now I'm winding up the cannons. He's definitely actually trying to shoot me. This dude is pissed off. Ah, he's just launched chaff again. He's got a lot of chaff. Yeah, I can't even keep him in view for long enough. Ah, he's launched chaff again. And again. Okay, there we go. Now I'm getting it. Now we're actually hammering him with some cannons. Cannons have to reload. We might be out of chaff. reload faster, damn it. Got him down to 16%. Alright, now he's targeting me. So I need to be more careful, because he might kill me. Alright, he's got 32% shields. So now I want to knock his shields down again before I start. And hold off on the cannons until I've actually got those shields off. 18%, 16%, 15%. Ah, he's just used the shield booster. So now he's back up to 56, 60. Yeah, he's just boosted his shields. And he or his friends are attacking me. I'm going to run again before I take too much damage. I want to repair my shields somewhat if I can manage it. Yeah, I'm still taking a lot of shield damage here. Alright, so now I want my shields... Oh, I've gotten so far away that now no one is even in range of my sensors. But that's okay, because that means now I don't have anyone actively trying to kill me. No, cannons don't have any shield penetration. So a target that is shielded, a cannon will do minimal damage to their shields. You can damage their shields, but it's like so little. It's a Python. I think that's the guy I was after. Is there anything else I can target around here? Because that guy is taking a long time. What about that? Alliance Heavy? No, I definitely don't want anything to do with that. That's that Python. What about that? Vulture. Oh, that guy's in the exact same ship as me. Let's go see how good he is. Maybe that's a worthwhile fight. With someone assisting me. Okay, let's accelerate to actually get there. Let's just drop chaff. Yep, can't get a lock. He's just hit me with a thing that increases your heat. It's a special thermal attack. Makes it almost impossible to dodge late missiles. Yep, he is totally winning this. I'm losing shields fast. Hit me again. Shields are about to recharge. Mine are at like 14%. And he's dropped chaff again. Pump more into my shields. I need it. You do have armor, which is basically your hull. What your hull is made of. I forgot to actually try and upgrade my hull. You can absolutely upgrade your hull armor to different composites that are designed to do different things. So you can have ones that repel kinetic damage. Okay, I'm almost out of shields now. Yep, that's my shield broken. I'm running. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, I think I got far enough away that he's not shooting at me. So now I'll try and wait for my shields to recharge. out of range of the conflict. Where is it? Lost track of it. Oh, it's over there. Is it chasing me? Oh no. He might have been, but then he's turned around. Alright, waiting for my shields to recharge. Enemy is totally winning in this conflict zone. 97%. Recharged. But we're only at 50%, so I might wait until we get to sort of like a 75%. I suppose we can at least start moving into the zone. Yeah, there's that Vulture, so that's the guy that was taking me on. We are almost exactly the same. I don't want anything to do with that. That's that crazy hardcore dropship. Yep, don't want anything to do with an Alliance Crusader. Vulture, that's the Vulture. And he is being targeted by other people, but whenever I get into combat with him, it's like everyone stops. What's that? Oh, and another Alliance chest, and I don't want anything to do with that. Alright, I guess we're taking on this Vulture again. Doesn't seem to be anything else. %68 shields. Still not in range. He is 3 odd kilometers out. Let's go. Ow! Dude, really? Man, I am already at 26% shields again. I don't know what's shooting me, but it's absolutely massacring me. Ah, no. Yep, I'm gonna die again. Jesus. I don't know who shot me with what. I think that was a plasma accelerator. Alright. Once again, out of range of combat while my shields recharge. Because, Christ. No, you don't lose your ship. You can pay insurance to recover your ship, basically. So the insurance costs... You don't pay ongoing insurance, you just pay an amount equivalent to a percentage of your ship, and that they replace your ship for you. So, yeah, my thrusters... Oh no, everything's at 100%. We're all right. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's because I haven't put power into systems. I need to put power into systems if I want my shields to recharge. Yeah, we are losing this conflict zone. Alright, so now I have some shields again. Let's go more systems, a bit more weapons. Actually, I don't need weapons so much. Let's just go more systems. A bit less engine. I'm trying to find something I can fight that's actually weaker than me, but there doesn't seem to be anything. Everything fighting in this conflict appears to be a superior ship to me. On both sides. Those big bright flashes, those are FSDs. So that's ships jumping to light speed to escape. Okay, an Eagle. I think that's lower than me. Right, let's try and get to that guy and kill him, or at least assist in killing him, before someone kills me first. Shields down. Now if I can just hit him with the cannons. Ah, what? He's so close to me I can't actually get him into view. Ah. Probably shouldn't have used my afterburners there. I ended up just jumping past him. Shields are back on. Shot at again by something bigger than me. Oh man, cannot get him into view. There he is. Yeah, he's more maneuverable than me at the moment because I put more energy into my systems and weapons than into my engines. I rebalance that so I can get him into view quicker. Just trying to run. Ah, he got away! Damn it. I really needed that one. That was the weakest guy in the battle. And I couldn't kill him. Cobra Mark III, that's not too powerful. I can take that on. Yeah, I'm in single player, yes. Playing in solo. I only play in solo because I am not good enough, nor do I have the lack of tilt to deal with hardcore multiplayer games. Hey! Asp Explorer, that's within my sort of kill range. Oh. Ah, dropped a heat sink. Too much shields. And he's dropped chaff, I think. Battle 1? What?
Falling back. Great job, Commander.
I've never done that before. Yeah, that's true. But I was basically just doing this because people requested that I fight something. I originally started this stream... I'm just going to jump out. I originally started this stream literally just mining, beam mining in a field. I don't know. I can't say I've ever gotten that far in actual combat. Alright, we've frame shifted out of there, so let's head back to Lamarck. Oops. Whew. And now everything else is kind of automated, which is great. It is nice that there are so many automated systems in this, you don't have to manually do everything. But yeah, so that's combat. I'm not very good at it. With extra power when fighting Thargoids. Yeah, so he wouldn't even know about Thargoids. Thargoids are the alien race in this that popped up a long time ago now, but the conflict has steadily been increasing. The most recent major event, I believe, was we thought we had a cool super weapon, and it turned out the super weapon wasn't as effective as we hoped. I'm not up to date on what's going on with the Thargoids. Oh, have they? Oh, God. See, I don't even know. I think maybe I might have seen them in the original Elite, which, if you'd been here earlier, both me and Tarek have played the original Elite. We did so way back on the normal NES. So we didn't play it on PC, so we probably only played it at about 1989, 1988 era. But apparently the whole game was there on the thing. On a Spectrum, wow. Alright. Why can I, for some reason, not select Lamarck Orbital? What is going on? Why are my hard points out? I shouldn't have any hard points out. There we go. Don't know what the hell was going on there.
Access authorized. Please head directly for Bay 01. Automated docking initiated.
Ah, the old BBC computers. Wow. You're probably similar age to us then as well. So I am 40. So the original Elite came out when I was 2. But yeah. At least in a similar age group. It's always nice to see that gaming doesn't seem to know any bounds. You get people in their like 90s, they're like, you know, playing Elite, and it's like, what the hell? It's like, yeah, I created the computer that the original one came out. Like, oh yes, I stitched the programming beads that went into space with the first Apollo mission. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, because it's still going, and David Braben, to the best of my knowledge, is still in charge. Like, this is the 5th or 6th Elite, I think. The 5th one. Because there's Elite 2, 3, Frontiers. Oh no, the 4th one. So this is Elite 4, really. I think, unless I missed one. But yeah, and the old boy is still in charge. Ah, that's a shame. But this, if you ask me, is probably the realization of his dream. The sheer amount of stuff that you can do in Elite Dangerous, the number of ships, the breadth and scope of the actual galaxy that you traverse within, the ability to land on planets and rove around, and now with Odyssey, the ability to get out and walk around in first person just as a human being. This has got to have made him pretty damn happy, I imagine, because from what he was definitely trying to do with the original Elite, like, the scope of that game was massive. Yeah, I haven't bought Odyssey. There's no point for me. Like, I can count on one hand the number of times I've bothered to land planetside. I can count on 2 fingers the number of times I've bothered to rove around on a planet. So yeah, I mean, I do most of my best work in space, mining. There are occasions where it's like, you could get an extra 100 credits or 200 credits per resource that you're selling, and it's like, that's totally not worth it just to land on a planet. Yeah. I mean, some people really get into that, and even if it's not great, the fact that it's there is worth it. Like, maybe it'll get better over time, but having it in the game, going from a single person all the way up to a giant, you know, cruiser, that's fantastic. That is the space thing that everyone dreamed about for ages. Admittedly, having said that, X did it earlier, because X Rebirth, you could already go from walking around, but I mean, that wasn't great, but it was there. You could walk around as a single person and get on a ship, and then have bigger ships and stuff. Yeah, and X4, same thing, still in the game. Alright, let's see what we've got in the way of vouchers. Oh. Oh wow, was it that big of a hit? So, will you be playing... Oh god, I've forgotten the name again. Starfield. Because I am cautiously optimistic for Starfield. But it has the potential to be a cyberpunk. It has the potential to be bad. Did I even finish that mission? Yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't think I finished that mission. Oh man, do I have to go back out there and do it again? 7 of 8. How long do I have? 19 hours. I'd better do it now. I'm gonna have to go back and kill one more person. Dag nabbit. That sucks. Ah, jeez. I really thought I was done. I mean, if it is Fallout in space, I'll be relatively happy with that. Because I'm down. I haven't played Fallout 76, but 3 and 4 were really good. Or good enough. You know, there's Skyrim, and I've played from Daggerfall on up. So Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. So I will play 6. Probably even if it's bad, I will just at least give it a go and go, okay, yeah, they've really messed this up. Or not, we'll see. Fallout 76 is probably the first Bethesda thing that I skipped. And that's because I'm not a big fan of most kinds of multiplayer games. There are very few multiplayer games that I do play. I will play things that are esports titles, certain kinds of esports titles. So I do play a lot of League of Legends. Yeah, well that's the thing about ED is that you make up your own adventure, and hopefully Starfield lets you do that. I assume there will be... Bethesda's always had that, if not the greatest. Like, the main quest line often interferes with your ability to make your own fun.
Frameshift drive charging.
But hopefully it's not too interfering. And you can just wander off into space and go, alright, I'm going to be a trader, or I'm going to be a... I don't know. I'm going to be something else. I'm going to make this up as I go along. But that was always kind of their thing. With the original... Like, the first time I played Daggerfall, I'm like, wow, I don't have to do anything. I can literally start this game, get out of the tutorial dungeon, and then wander off into the wilderness and do whatever the hell I want. And, like, get to level 99 and be so OP that I can just, like, walk into towns and murder everyone and take all their stuff. And if you derive fun out of that, then you derive fun out of that. So since they've been doing that for such a long time, hopefully they just keep doing that and they don't mess it up. Yeah, Eve's a very different kettle of fish. I say Eve's more like a Mamorpaga. MMORPG. I've been saying Mamorpaga for a long time. I still say Mamorpaga. Let's get my hard points out. Now I need to kill one ship. Eagle would be nice. That's well under my capabilities.
Welcome aboard, Commander.
I think he's more maneuverable. Sound. Why can't I hear my laser anymore? No, I'm keyboard and mouse for this one. I think if you were like a true hardcore player in this, you would totally have a Thrustmaster or buy a modern day joystick and just be doing that. This game would be pretty awesome like that. But yeah, that's not for everyone. Alright, 26%. I have to kill him before he escapes. Shields are going to recharge, so he'll get a bit of confidence back. And he'll stop trying to escape. He's also not the only person shooting at me right now. Oh yeah, HOTAS, or HOTAS, however you say it. That's the controller. It's the one that all the real hardcore dudes get into. Yes, Eve can very much be a spreadsheet game. There are spreadsheet games I love, and there are spreadsheet games I hate. And yeah, Eve is... I need 3 apps and 5 spreadsheets, or at least 5 sheets on the spreadsheets, with very complex formula to play this game properly. And not a lot of people are into that. Got him. Time to run.
Good shooting, Commander. Nice work, Commander. Keep it up.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I've tried Eve, but I couldn't get into it, but I can see the attraction. I can see why some people are, like, absolutely love it. It's the same thing. A lot of it is just belonging. Like, you know, belonging to a group or, you know, there's belonging to a guild, etc., etc. There's a lot of that, and that's especially the adverts that they do. They always show like big group space battles and stuff like that. And I totally get that. But I'm a solo player, and you can absolutely be a solo player in Eve as well. But it's not as catering to that. Big Stan, welcome. The catering, the gameplay in... Oh, yeah, in Eve. So it's, yeah. That's why I compare it to World of Warcraft. Like, okay, World of Warcraft, you've got to hit your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. But you can also, if you're OP, like literally right-click on something and wait for it to die. And Eve is like that. You click on something and you attack that thing until it's dead. And that's it. But yeah, exactly. The massively multiplayer. People get together in guilds. People get together. There's a lot of stuff that's awesomely social. And that's exactly how they advertise Eve. Like, all the cool Eve stuff is like massive groups of 100 ships getting into a battle with hundreds of other ships. And like I said, there's a record in Eve where some guy got so massively far off the beaten track and then ran out of fuel, and a whole bunch of people got together with a bunch of carriers carrying fuel, and they went and got it. Like, you know, traveled ridiculous distances to go and get this guy just because it was a thing to do. They're like, oh, that's kind of a shame that guy's trapped all the way out there. Do you guys want to get together all together and see if we can get as far as he did and back? And they did, and they went and rescued him. But like I said, the same's happened in Elite as well. People have the economy of Eve is insane. Yeah, but yeah, people in Elite as well have also gotten well off the beaten track. Yeah, I've mentioned before, I am very dubious about Star Citizen. I have no idea what's going to happen with that game. It's been in development for 10 years. Like, Starfield hasn't been in development that long, and it kind of does everything that Star Citizen claims it's going to do. Elite, you know, everyone was like, oh, Star Citizen's going to be so much better than Elite. Before Elite launched, and then Elite launched, and then Horizons launched, and now Odyssey's launched, and now Elite technically does everything that Star Citizen claimed was what it was what it would do more than Elite would do, and why it would take longer. Yeah. It's just a shame, because it seemed like such a good concept, and, you know, it wasn't being done by a AAA company, which means that, you know, hopes and dreams can happen as opposed to whatever the shareholders want. Yeah, we'll see. Again, like I said, I really hope Star Citizen comes out and it's good, and I will play then. But until then, I'm not ready to get invested. I know that there are technically playable sections of the game already, but those keep changing. Like, every time that they release a major update, the playable section of the game looks so different to the previous playable section of the game. It's like, wow, that's, I'm not sure where you're going to go. Yeah, so that's the thing. From what I've heard from people, it just plays like an early access title at the moment. And it plays like an early access tech demo, because it's only a piece. It's not like the whole connected game. Yeah, very much like that. And that's okay. I mean, if it's not the greatest way to continuously move forward with a game, but you can. Alright, now who was it that I was actually doing this damn mission for? Where is this damn mission? See, I only recently upgraded to Horizon 4.0. I was previously just playing Horizon. This interface is killing me. Where the hell? Oh, okay. Where's the damn mission? How do I turn in a mission? I don't know who I'm doing it for. Yeah. I mean, I can see why they've made some of the choices they've made. Oh, completed missions there. Okay, cool. Ah, thank God for that. I think I'll just take all the money, thank you. Since I did lose one ship and basically lost. Yeah, I think I made a net loss doing that. No, I gained a little bit, but not by much. Alright. But that being said, guys, that is going to do it. That is a nice 4-hour stream of Elite, which was supposed to be a 2-hour stream of me mining and chatting about all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I don't get it either. But you got to remember, they also make Planet Coaster and Jurassic World Evolution and Planet Zoo, and those things are microtransaction sinkholes. So Frontier makes enough money. But yeah, I mean, they are technically split, but I can see things that Odyssey players do. So when Odyssey players do something that affects the galaxy, I see it, I know it happened, even if I can't go down there and help them do it. So it is one big connected world, but it's just like gated content, like a paywall on content, like Tesla and heated seats. It's like that. It's there, but I haven't paid for it. I need to enter my credit card details to get my seats to heat up, to warm my butt. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, that is going to do it for me, because can I do this in dock? I can. Cool. I have been playing way too long. I have things to do. I have to go and eat something. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining me. Hope you did enjoy any part of this stream, whether it was just chatting with each other or whether it was me making a fool of myself. Yeah, if you'd like to, hit that follow button. Really helps me out over here on Twitch. If you're over on YouTube, there's a like button, a subscribe button, and a notification bell. But definitely join us over on Twitch, twitch.tv/quivs_AU, because then you can chat. Yeah. If you want to get notifications when I go live, because it is a bit random, do that in your individual channel settings on Twitch. There's no bell icon, although I imagine there will be something like it soon, because it feels like something they should have. Anyway. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks, Nerd. It does help heaps having people follow. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.